Hello, yeah, so what's up? What's wrong? Don't worry, it's a shonen thing, so nobody actually dies. Sadness doesn't exist in the world of shonen. The bad guy died. Oh, shit. That's sad. I guess they were a good bad guy. But yeah, fishing, right? Super fun. So let's do that for like hours. And the good guy too. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, the warrior of darkness. And conveniently enough here in whatchamacallit, Crystarium, because I'm gonna need to buy myself some weaponry for this shit. Okay, all of my gear is doing pretty well. So I'll just need some bait. And in here we've got like, what's his name? Wargo or something like that. Bernarth. Yes. You speak to me. No, purchase items. But the bad guy you meet in post again in Shadowburn, and he sees your body and he dies, gets you shines back to Urger. I see. That is very sad. This one. Okay, it's pretty expensive. Let's get like, that should be enough. And then a ring. No. That is kind of sad. So, there's this thing here. This is the place where you can fish for the Cinder Surprise, right? No Cinder Surprise today. The next one is in 4 days, I think. But all the guides everywhere always say that you should always slap the desert sand egg or whatever that you use to get the Cinder Surprise intuition. And I don't think that's true. I think that's horseshit, actually. So to prove a point, I'm going to fish for however many fish that we can get to get a like a more accurate statistic for what is the ratio of fish that you pull here. And that's essentially the gist of it. Nothing else is gonna happen today. So if you guys want to watch some funny videos or whatever, I'm totally down. I could like minimize my game screen sort of to be like on the side, and I'll just, because all I'll be doing here is throw some chum, do this. How's it going, guys? And then I'll catch like one of each of these guys, and then I'll make sure that they're sort of sorted out nicely on my inventory. There should be a couple fish in here. There's 2 of the, probably like 5 or 7. We need the desert dust fish, and we need the gecko and hornhelm, I think. Shadow crab. So basically, I just want to test if it's really sensible to catch the eggs. Pissed me off when Sassy was hyping Shadowbringers up so much. Like, bro, don't tell me what to think, but it's really fucking very good. You should have gotten into drama for that with Sassy. That would have been very, very nice. Very funny. Video game drama. Exactly. Now you're speaking my language. That's what you should do. Whenever somebody disagrees with you, block them everywhere and run away. That's what mature, intelligent people do. Okay, there's the Hornhelm, I think. Or this is maybe the Gecko. Let's actually go to the bridge instead. I kind of don't like standing here. Right here, here's like a little hole that I can throw through. Of course. Well, that's always what happens when there's like when the link shell is owned by some particular person and you insult one of their inner circle people or something like that, or you challenge them in any way, they're like, no, that's not cool. And then drama happens. That's kind of how it goes. Not you, sand egg. I need the gecko. I think it would belong nicely in here. Well, they're actually aligned very nicely. Fishing night, yes, and funny videos. If you want to send me something, please do. Feel free to. The fishing is sort of like a secondary thing. I'm just having something passive to do. Merry Christmas to everybody. For all new people here, I'm missing one big fish, a single one. I can't fish for it today. It's not available today. But the thing is, like a lot of the guides in here tell you to surface slap a particular fish. What surface slap does is it prevents that particular fish from coming up at all until you pull up another fish. And the guides always say to surface slap the sand egg that we have 3 in our inventory right now. And I don't think that's true. So I'm gonna probably fish for 3 hours, and then we'll see what the actual ratio of these guys is. And that's it, so that I'll know what is the actual best fish to slap. And they are all nicely lined up here. These are the 5 fish that we're going to be sort of gathering up. Thank you, Zoltan, and happy holidays to you too. Thank you very much for the game that you sent me. I'll be sure to play it on stream at some point. If it's like made for old Pokemon fans, then I can probably enjoy it. We'll see. I'll be the judge of if it's actually good for Pokemon fans. I'm the authority on that subject. I hope everybody's having a good, nice Christmas. Can't wait for that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it is. I'm looking for. I mean, honestly, it would be nice to play a good Pokemon game for a change. That would be awesome. Haven't had really a good time with Pokemon in years, except for when I started playing Pokemon Go. It was pretty cool. This is neat in the sense because for some reason people buy horn helms, the horn helms that I'm getting. People buy those for like semi decent money. So I should be getting like decent enough paycheck for doing this. I tried whiskey for the first time. How the fuck can they drink? Is it bad? I've never tried myself. I just have some Pepsi Max right now, right here. It's ice cold and it's pretty good. It's like drinking ink that burns. Yeah, that doesn't sound too appealing, to be fair. It definitely doesn't. It definitely doesn't. It sounds kind of bad, to be fair. Oof. Ugh. No. Do-do-do-do-do. Whiskey is delicious, says Yersu. Yersu, describe to me what it tastes like. What is the canon flavor of whiskey? Like, what does it taste like? Wood. It's like drinking a forest. Very good. Okay. Hello, amico. Welcome to fishing and funny videos. If you have any, put them in Submit Funny. We'll take like a small funny video break every 15 minutes or so. So at 21:30, so in about 16 minutes, we'll do the first video burst. But I'll give you guys some time to send me different funny videos, so that we don't run out of videos in like a single one. Thank you, Zoltan. It might range from like smoky to something caramelly. Is it sweet or is it bitter? The title didn't update. Did it not? Oh, just ちょっと待ってください. Oh, the board game. Yeah, I remember you mentioning it. Not really bitter ever, just smoky, medicine-y, flowery, caramelly. I've always been kind of bad with medicine-y tastes. But I am an absolutist. For anybody who doesn't know what that means, it means that I don't smoke or drink at all. I don't really have anything against people who do. I just don't want to do it myself. We have some bad examples of people handling alcohol in the family. The men in my mom's family were kind of bad with it, and the women in my dad's family are kind of bad with it. So I was like, I've seen a lot of things in like early youth, especially with drunk people. When I was really young, like probably like daycare age or elementary school age. I think daycare age. We'd go to what is it called? A cruise to Tallinn. A lot less fancy than it sounds. It's literally like €50 per person. Not like a very like a very expensive thing. And my grandpa was always completely drunk, and he'd like lift me by my arms and throw me up into the air and catch me while he was drunk. And he, like, because he was drunk, he sort of didn't understand how hard he was holding me. And I'd always get like bruises on like the undersides of my arms and stuff because he was so kind of rough with it. So I kind of don't like, I see the point of consuming alcohol personally. I don't need it to be happy. I don't need it to improve my mood. If I'm feeling sad, I can feel sad. I don't have to take alcohol to take it away. I'd rather just talk to my friends or, I don't know, draw porn of Terra or something. That always makes me happy. So I'll deal with my issues without chemical weaponry. You got Berserk Volume 2 and Pokemon Violet as Chrysla present from my sister. Okay, very nice. Even oh yeah, my grandpa. I think my grandpa did too. Yeah. I'm supposed to try some bourbon that. So what is bourbon? I know that it's like. So what does bourbon taste like? So describe it to me. If whiskey tastes like forest or wood and medicine, what does bourbon taste like? I like the taste of alcohol, but I try to be smart about it so I don't drink too much, so I won't go past my limits. My uncle and dad who shine together, yeah. As long as you drink sensibly, I think it's okay. But I personally don't have any need for it, because while I do have my sources of stress in life, and I do have my sad, really, really sad days sometimes, I'd rather deal with them and sort of grow my defense stat in the process instead of like evading the issue by just like being like, nah, that's not a thing. I'm just gonna drink myself to oblivion so that I forget and forgo about it. My uncle did. Yeah, a lot of people in my like sort of not immediate family are also like that. I am drinking Pepsi Max and water. Delicious. How's everybody's Christmases going? Also, oh shit, my Christmas lights, they're not aligned perfectly. Let me fix that. Oh, it's because I'm not aligned perfectly. There we go. And let me make myself just a tiny smidge smaller. There we go. Very good. I don't know what bourbon tastes. I would imagine it tastes like mud and dirt, since it's got like a tree in it. I'm drinking K-Menu Vichy. That's just water with bubbles. When I drink alcohol, I drink for the relaxation, not for sadness. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. But I don't need alcohol to relax either. I can usually distract myself from being tense or stressed out or needing to relax by just hanging out with my friends. Usually works wonders for me. Which is kind of weird considering how antisocial I was when I was younger, but now that I'm a little bit older, I feel like having company does help a lot. It's pretty nice. Getting ready to prep for Christmas dinner and set up. We had some delicious Finnish Christmas ham. Oh, it's so soft and tender. Oh, delicious. Very good. We already had guests and ate the food. We don't really have any guests. I think my sister is like coming home right now, if I'm not totally wrong. But yeah, that's about it. Also, looky here, I got the Fisher's intuition. It's just that the fish isn't feeding at this hour. I had the Christmas D&D one-shot with family and it went well. I was surprised with my dad's imagination. Very nice, very nice. Can you spare some details? A couple of Christmases ago, we had a draw and guess game with everyone, and my dad made some interesting. Oh no. Maybe he was just like quietly expressing his like weird fetishes. Kind of like I remember when Yersu first came onto the server, he was like very, very reserved and kind of quiet. And then when he found out that there's a porn channel on the server and that I'm like a big, like, sort of, I'm very open about my porn stuff. And then he was like, I wonder if I should talk about my weird fetishes too. I guess the artistic skill jumped across a generation. Still reserved. No, you're not. You're pretty what? Like, yesterday, what was it like? Was it yesterday or the day before when you posted that fucking awful cringe on, like, on Final Fantasy? It was like, we gotta save Christmas, queh, or something like that. Oh, fuck, that is not a man who's in his shell. You don't even know if I'm... No, now I do. Now I do, because I sort of know... I sort of know you better. So I can sort of tell. I can sort of tell with you when you're excited over something. It's just like the usual Finnish man cringe, which is like kind of like Kuono, who's like, when he's happy he's like Rah, and when he's sad he's like Rah. And you're gonna supposed to like try to make up sort of make anything heads or tails from that. So it takes a while to sort of get a gauge on what's going on, for sure. Yeah, no. When you use the catsuit cat, it usually means that you're like genuinely at least moderately miffed about something, or like slightly annoyed about things. How do you know what I'm like when I'm sad? Well, I haven't ever seen you sad, but like, for example, annoyed or something like that. But your reaction is like, no matter what. She can make an educated guess. Not that it wouldn't be just like... Exactly. As long as you understand. That's what really matters. Tsundere. Yes, Kono is a tsundere. I'm really surprised that he doesn't like in a lot of like art projects and stuff like that Kono has made. I don't think he's ever made a tsundere character. His main characters are always kind of like calm and collected and cool. Like I guess they're more along the lines of a kudere. But Kono as a person is definitely a tsundere, so it's kind of weird that he hasn't written any tsundere characters. Maybe he has, and I just haven't seen them yet. What is our statistic like right now? Ah, okay. $14, 14, 18, 13, 8. Let's see what it's like when we have over 100 of each. Yeah, fair. Yersu saw the porn channel and went wild. Me, I saw the porn channel and wanted to go wild, but I'm very hesitant. Just go wild, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with liking weird fetish shit. I mean, there's a link to my thing on the important links channel, which isn't even a not safe for work channel. So I'm sure people are very familiar with what my fetishes are. And we've done like looking at old Mae-mae cringe and like all that other weird shit. So you know. I've like never posted. Yes, you have. Split the game in 2 parts already. Sheesh. It's like one of those old Final Fantasy games on PlayStation 1 where they had like multiple discs for the game. I remember when I saw Final Fantasy 9 for the first time in a game store. I wasn't really a Final Fantasy person. My cousin had Final Fantasy 10, and I while the like cool magical explosions and effects were nice looking, I didn't really understand it, and I sort of didn't get what was supposedly so interesting about it. But when he got Final Fantasy 12, no, yes, maybe. When I got Final Fantasy 12, no, when I got Final Fantasy 3, I got Final Fantasy 3 for the DS because I had a flash card. So I was thinking that everybody's talking about Final Fantasy. Is it actually that good? And I tried Final Fantasy 3. Didn't really like it, honestly. But I played it through because the thief character, like when you chose your character's class as a thief, it made the character's belly button show, and I was like, oh shit, that's kind of sexy. So I played it through because of that. And I was like, okay, that was nice. I finished it, and I didn't really feel like I achieved anything. I think I cheated or something. I got like Onion Knight. It's like the most powerful class in the game. I got Onion Knight pretty early in the game, and then I beat the game sort of being super overpowered, and I didn't really feel anything about it. Generally, how it goes when you cheat. And then later on, they made like a remake of Final Fantasy IV for the DS, and I got it too. And I didn't cheat this time, and I actually watched. Well, so Final Fantasy III doesn't really have a story. And then I played 4, and I fucking fell in love. It is so good. It's so like, it's so like, how should I put it? It's kind of like a mixture of being childish and like really mature at the same time. And it really felt like I was going on a fantasy adventure, and it was really cool. And I fell in love with the series through that. Was the one with the funny cat ear suit? No, it's not. I don't think so. And I think that's fine. Let's watch some funny videos while I fish some more. I'll put this over here on my other screen. Kryl suit. Yeah, exactly. I think that's from 5. And then let's get YouTube here. And let's get started with the funny videos. Submit funny. Let's start from the top of the list, which let's see. There were some new ones those ones we watched already. Flying horse. Is this like a? Oh, it's an ad commercial for the energy drink. Let's see what this is all about. How do I make this sort of so that I can see things too? No. No. Okay. Then let's turn down Final Fantasy. Actually, let's just turn off the music because this place has a shitty soundtrack anyway. Sound settings. BGM to 0. Apply. Close. Yeah, it's a very small Final Fantasy window. And then let's make this big. And let's see what this is all about. Is the volume good? Yeah, okay. Maybe a bit too loud. What the fuck? I guess that was an ad that Bear found funny. Very cool. Thank you for that, Bear. He's on a holiday, I think. And we'll let him be on his holiday. I wrote him critique on his little story, and then the next day he started writing critique for me, but he had only read like 3 pages, and I was like, just read it through first. Just take your time. Why? I like the Wilhelm scream. Fat dart, very good. Oh, Goku, even Goku is dead. Yeah, probably, yeah. that was pretty good. Why? Oh, you should have had Yamcha in the creator since we're doing Goku too. It's a Dragon Ball thing. You'll know if you know. Wait, is this still going? Oh, it's still going. Wait. Oh, it's just this for the rest of the video? What the fuck? Oh, they're padding it out for shit. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Healthy gamer Indian accent.
Rebellion. Oh my goodness. He's been corrupted by American culture. India is so much better. He's corrupted. Hariho. Corrupted. It's bad influence. He has that friend. His friend is Mexican. Are Bapre? He's hanging out with these boys? That is the problem. It is not because I taught him, let's do little bit of racism too because we are Indian. It's what we do. It is not my fault. This boy he's hanging out with the wrong crowd. He's doing the drinking and the drugs. Hare bapre. I do not understand why he's not going to the math clubs. It's corrupted. Hariyo. What are we?
I mean, I'm sure he encounters something like that quite often. Okay, so Prince of
This cartoon is
Vibes.
sponsored
Uh,
by Surfshark.
I am the Prince of Vibes. I am here and now, at the end of time. I have achieved perfect vibes. How have I done this? Crystals. Why have I done this? Crystals. I am from the Pleiades star cluster. I was raised on a diet of crystals to believe in crystals. And now I am here. The vibes are ripening. Oh, hello. It's an Andromedan.
This place is for all and none Pleiadian. We Andromedans also gaze into the past and the future and also the present.
Know this, Andromedan. My mission is to awaken the humans. Nothing will deter me from spreading my light.
Time does not exist. You have already awakened the humans, or you never will.
Truth resides inside light. Your kind feeds on shadows.
That's very rude.
Why are you here, Andromedan?
If you must know, I'm sending catboys to ancient Greece.
Ah, so the Greeks are following the guidance of the learned catboys.
No, they're having sex.
Human sexuality is a many-faceted crystal, each facet more crystalline than the last.
Go to ancient Greece and have sex. No need to bring crystals into it.
I pity you.
Hey, stop it. This planet is alone in your galaxy and ours in possessing one thing.
Cows.
Fine, there are many things unique about this planet, but also it has catboys.
Andromeda truly is a galaxy of perverts.
Uh-huh, I'm going back to my ship. I'll come back when you're not here.
Yes, Andromedan! Look to the stars and close your eyes. Plot a course across the sea of energy. Unfurl your sails and your mast will stiffen. Perhaps you will think of me.
Brother, go to ancient Greece and get your crystals polished. Then you won't be so horny.
I'm not horny, you are.
Don't make me send my finest catboy warrior to kill you.
Send all the catboy warriors you like. I'll cleanse their chakras.
Just one will suffice for the likes of you.
oh fuck.
That creature
Oh,
cannot
fuck.
be real. Hello.
Real! Brother, I keep telling you, you've stepped on my crystal. Vibe check failed. Wow, that was something. How are your vibes? Are they good, bad, stretched, diluted? I'm on the computer every day, and do you know what chafes
guess you
my
can't.
resonance? Geo-blocking, big daddy government, very bad vibes. Get full. Keep your vibes crystal clear and enjoy only the best resonations online with Surfshark. It's a virtual private network, or VPN, which helps protect you against those nasty cyberboys. Download your files safely, protect your password, photos, and private messages, and access blocked websites. Choose any country to touch your flippers in without being there in person. Would it kill you to touch a crystal
I hate
or
his
lower
face.
your mental defenses occasionally?
I kinda like it, but I
Possibly.
hate his
Problem
face
with
also.
The Andromedan galaxy is there's too many logs. Very bad. Surfshark keeps no logs, so you can look at dubious hentai today and know that when you run for a seat on the local
I'm
council
pretty
in
confident.
17 years, you won't get brutally destroyed.
Oh, well, yeah, I
Surfshark.deal
guess that's
/Greasy
a good
Tales and
point,
enter
yes.
promo code GreasyTales. You'll get 83% off and 3 extra months of subscription for free.
Is this over? Ah, fuck. God damn, the furries have invaded. Oh yeah, I guess it's just credits now. Let me see the next one. I mean, it was kind of funny, but I really don't know what the video was about. That's what's throwing me off. I have no idea what this was a video about. Like, what was the punchline here? Throw burrito, how to play.
Hey guys, I'm Yvette Nicole Brown, and I'm here to explain how to play Throw Burrito! The goal of the game is to earn the most points by the end of the game. You earn points by collecting sets of 3 matching cards. To set up the game, give about 15 cards to each player. Doesn't have to be exact, anything close to 15 is fine. Each player keeps these cards as a draw pile on their right. Divide the remaining cards into 2 roughly equal community piles in the middle of the table. And finally, put the 2 burritos on the table along with a pile of burrito bruises. Make sure all players can reach at least 1 community pile and 1 burrito in the center of the table. Next, everyone draws the top 5 cards from their draw pile into their hand. To play the game, each player tries to earn points by collecting sets of 3 matching cards. To do this, you can discard any card you like from your hand face down into the discard pile and draw a new card from your draw pile. Remember, you can only have 5 cards in your hand at a time, so make sure to discard before you draw. When you get 3 matching cards in your hand, put the set face up in a stack in front of you. Any set you collect will be worth points at the end of the game. Then, draw back up to 5 cards from your draw pile and keep playing. Now let's talk about your discard pile. Your discard pile is on your left and is actually the draw pile of the player to your left. So they'll be drawing any card you discard, and all the cards are going to move around the table from player to player. Also, there are no turns. Everyone plays at the same time, so the cards are all going to move around the table really quickly. Don't worry about the draw piles getting messy, just try to collect sets of 3 of any kind as fast as you can. If you ever find the player to your right is too slow and your draw pile is empty, you can draw from either of the community piles until there are cards in your draw pile again. Any set of 3 cards you collect are placed face up in front of you and are worth points at the end of the game. Some of the cards you'll be collecting have special powers. They have burritos and solid colored backgrounds. These are called battle cards. You can collect sets of 3 battle cards just like any other card, but when you place them face up in front of you, they trigger a battle. The first type of battle is a burrito brawl. If you collect 3 burrito brawl cards, shout burrito brawl and place the 3 brawl cards face up in front of you. In a burrito brawl, the players to your right and your left are in a battle. They must both try to grab a burrito and throw it at the other player. The first one to get hit by a burrito loses the battle. The winner of a battle doesn't get anything.
I was hoping it wouldn't come down to throwing burritos, but okay.
Burrito bruises are worth negative points, so don't be the loser. It's important to notice that there are 2 colors of burrito brawl cards. They do exactly the same thing, but a matching set must be the same color. Now, the next kind of battle is a burrito war. If you collect 3 burrito war cards, place them face up in front of you and shout burrito war! Suddenly, everyone at the table
because that's what I was thinking.
Is in a battle, and the first one to get
this is a game about throwing burritos. Yeah, they actually throw actual burritos.
The next kind of battle is a burrito duel. When you collect 3 of a kind, place the cards in front of you and shout burrito duel! Next, pick any 2 players to battle each other. Those 2 players each take a burrito and stand back to back. As you count
why
3,
though?
2, 1, burrito, they both take 3 paces, turn, and fire.
This is like, it feels like it's been designed by people who really love burritos and were really fucking high or drunk when they were thinking this up.
In any kind of battle,
and people buy this for the novelty, and then when they bought it, they play it once, and then they realized that it's not really that cool to throw burritos at people. And then they never played again.
The first round is over when the last burrito bruise has been given to a player. When that happens, count up your points. Any set of 3 matching cards is worth 1 point. Any set of 3 matching battle cards is worth 2 points. And any burrito bruise is worth negative 1 point. Whoever has the most points wins the round.
They were high. Yeah, okay.
Badge in front of them. Collect all the cards, burritos, and burrito bruises, and reset the game. Round 2.
Yeah, you definitely have to be drunk or high to play this.
The Fear Me badge is now a target because you don't want them to win twice. If the player with the Fear Me badge wins the second round, they win the whole game. If another player wins the second round, they must duel the Fear Me badge winner to determine the ultimate winner of the game. Okay, you're ready to start playing. Pick someone to count 3, 2, 1, burrito, and begin. If you have questions about battles, what happens if you catch a burrito thrown at you, playing with 2 players, or ties, just check out the instructions that came with the game. Have fun, and happy burrito throwing!
Well, why though? But why though? Why does the burrito have to be there? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Why does the burrito have to be there?
Hey man, how's about we play a few rounds of that new fighting game that just came out?
Yeah, dude, I'll play a few rounds. Let me just grab you a controller. Here you go, player 2.
What is this? There's more buttons on it than I've ever seen on a controller, and it's covered in some weird slime.
All right, fine. I didn't know you were so picky, but I guess you can just use this.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Well, if you're gonna be a jerk about it, you can use it on the table over there.
Those are the Donkey Kong bongos. Do you want to play or not?
I really want to play. I truly do, but apparently
somebody
you need
beat
the
Elden Ring
highest
with
quality
those.
controller available, so here, this should help out.
Did you really just hand me a form to become forklift certified?
What was that? I can't hear you. I'm just setting up your new controller. Only the best for my best friend.
How did you even fit an industrial
All three,
crane
actually,
inside
okay.
of your house?
I think the bigger question here is why you're so afraid to play against me. Scared you'll lose?
You know what? Give me the bongos.
What's going on? How are you doing this?
You messed with the wrong guy, pal. You think I'm afraid to lose to you, you bitch?
Fair enough. It's one of those you get what's coming to you moments, I guess. Very good. Send me more videos. I'll check up on them at 1:15 again. Let me turn on some music. So that we don't need to listen to the depressing shit that Armorang represents. The guy beat Elder Ring with a dance bad and a regular. Okay, amigo, I think you're drinking already, aren't you? With Gamer Rage, you can do anything. I mean, sort of. I'm gaming at the same time and drinking. Yeah, I figured as much. Go to MSQ. Says the one who's whining at us for being like, "Oh, I'm doing water." What is our thing looking right now? 27, 32, 34, 25, 12. Okay. I don't think Mightis has played the game in like eons. Oh yeah, right. I'm gonna relax real hard tomorrow. I think I'm gonna draw some loots, maybe, for fun. And probably just hang out on Final Fantasy and stuff. Probably voice chat. Well, I don't know if I'll hang out on voice chat while I'm drawing, but maybe after that. Because when I'm sort of chatting with people, I feel like I should rush to get to do other stuff. So I might first hang out by myself and just draw. sort of set up the premise for the comic that I want to do. Few pages, shorty. Horny on my own. Yes. Yes. Well, not really. I'm just drawing horny for fun. Because it's been so long since I drew horny last time. I think maybe like even like half a month. I'm a tank, yeah. I play tanks mainly. Gunbreaker and Dark Knight are my favorite. And as a DPS, I play Ninja. But I personally enjoy playing tank the most. Because it makes me feel like the main character. Yeah. I've got every single tank class leveled up except for Paladin, but Paladin is apparently getting a big update in the next update, so I'll, instead of trying to learn the old Paladin, I'm just gonna wait for the update to come and then I'll learn the new Paladin. Yeah. How come? Is Zoltan gonna play it? Is the music okay, by the way? It's okay. Very good. Just found the right way. Okay. I'm probably gonna be fishing with the attempt to get about 200 of each of these fish. In-game music is loud. Okay, fair. But yeah, I do enjoy tanking in the game. It's pretty fun. Also, I need to... Kuono, remind me how to sort of set it up so that my Google Drive can't take... like, it doesn't have the permission to consume all of my internet. So I can upload my VODs while I play Final Fantasy. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't think I play FF for two reasons. I actually saw like a Zoltan doppelganger in Final Fantasy XIV once. He was fishing right here. The reason to why I call it the Zoltan's doppelganger is because he spoke exactly the same way that you do, or like wrote. It was like a carbon copy. I was like, Zoltan, what are you doing here? But it wasn't Zoltan. No, I don't think they were even from Hungary. I don't think I ever asked, but I don't think they were from Hungary. Finnish people are easy to... Yeah, well, yeah. You can usually... Either you notice them by their character names, or alternatively you just post something Finnish in chat, and every Finnish person is like, "Suomi perkele!" Yeah, that works too. That works too. Torilla tavataan. Yeah, exactly. The shitty inside jokes that all Finnish people know. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, they're technically not wrong. I'm honestly surprised at how many sand eggs I've gotten. I feel like I'm just getting... This is why I want to catch a lot in here, because I don't think the sand egg ratio is like it's showing up right now. I have a conspiracy theory. Yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that it sort of means something along those lines in Finnish, even if you are a lalafell. And lalafell are basically like babies. So, you know. Why do your characters look like his ghost? Yeah, you know. Can't help being super fucking adorable. Some people are just born that way. I wouldn't blame the bird. I really like that one from Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. But yeah, no, Lalafell... If Lalafells weren't a thing, I probably wouldn't be playing this game. And I, for a fact, would definitely not be playing this game if I didn't discover fishing in it, which is probably a weird statement. But I sort of... when it comes down to these, like, massive games like this... let me turn down the music just a tiny smidge. When it comes down to these huge games like this... something that's sort of important to me is, like, a joy of discovery. And when you're playing like a really and this is actually a really poorly documented game, but still, like, people generally know a lot about it, more than you do when you start playing it. So that sort of air of mysticism and wonder is missing when you just constantly get told to do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I wanted to have something in the game that feels like my own. And So fishing sort of was that thing because everybody hates fishing. And that's sort of pretty much the only reason to why I stuck to the game in the end. Now that I've been here for a while, I've started to sort of understand the combat system and stuff like that. There's an enjoyment to it for sure. I don't think it's better than PSO2's, but it is still pretty fun for sure. But I probably wouldn't have started the game if not for Lalafell, because Lalafell are like the only thing. I guess the fucking furry catmen, but Lalafell and the furry catmen are like the only thing that this game has in terms of character customization that PSO2 doesn't. And the fact that Lalafells are here is like the only reason to why I'm playing this, because they are fucking adorable. Like, holy shit. Like, look at this, like, and the something that PSO2 didn't do a lot is that the characters' expressions change in this one very vividly, because the characters all sort of follow the same models. So let's look at the face of the falafel. No, wait, that was a bad angle. Oh, but look at those little subtle micro expressions, like opening your mouth a little bit and stuff like that. And having Lalafells that are really, really cute just makes me happy to see the little expressions. Would you have continued PSO2 if you didn't play? No, I wouldn't have. I got completely burnt out on PSO2 because of the pyramid. I wouldn't have played PSO2 again, except for like doing like maybe stream content on Classic. But no, like, why would I play a game that's not fun? If they ever fix New Genesis, then sure, I'll play it. But the way it is right now, I have zero interest in playing it. It's terribly boring. So I won't be touching that garbage fire, even with a long stick. Because it's not fun. And I didn't plan on finding anything else to play either. I mean, I'm interested in trying out Blue Protocol. It sounds sort of fun. It seems like a PSO2 similar game to PSO2. I might try it out. But that was essentially it. I don't necessarily need to have a game to sort of passively play. It does do my mental good, which is not something that I guess a lot of people can say. Most cases, having a game that you play constantly does you bad. For me, it's good because it helps me relax. Because, like this, I am just playing a video game, but because it's so massive, I get this feeling that there's value to what I'm doing for the long run of me playing this game. So the game essentially creates this inherent value system to it. And having that value system makes it feel like I'm doing sort of work, even though I'm just playing video games. And that helps me relax. And because of that, games like this and PSO2 were so nice to me, because PSO2 especially, because it had like these real-time based quests that we would just go on once every 2 hours or so. But this one is nice because there's so much content in comparison with PSO2 that it's like whenever you have a day off, you can feel like you're doing something. You're doing something with your time, but in the end, you're actually just playing video games. But I have a really bad habit. Like, I already got like a really severe case of anxiety yesterday, I think, for not working. I'm really bad with that kind of stuff. So these games like this help me a lot with that problem of mine. Ain't the dungeon and stuff in this fun too? They are. but they're not fun enough to keep me here for like forever. The dungeons are pretty samey. I haven't done the deep dungeons properly yet, and I haven't done the savage dungeon yet. I'm sure those are fun too, but the dungeons that you sort of normally do with the story are all kind of samey after you're experienced with them enough, where you just run through a bunch of mobs. The mobs don't really have any unique quirks to them per se. They're just sort of like mindless fodder. You pull them into a spot, and the mechanic or the knowledge part about that mostly boils down to how do you DPS the pile of mobs and make sure that you don't get too many mobs at the same time. But after you've done that a few times, it's kind of like, you know, I kind of get the it's not that it's boring, but it's not super engaging either. And it's just kind of how it is. But the reason to why I stuck with this arcade, can you get that the Nemps thing? But yeah, the dungeons aren't enough to keep me entertained in this. They're not engaging enough to be like something that I want to do constantly. Doing the roulettes and whatever, it's like a good amount for a day. And yeah. But I wouldn't want to just keep doing the same dungeon over and over and over and over again. Even doing like different dungeons over and over and over again is kind of here and there, because it's still functionally the same, and the bosses in the dungeons are so easy that you don't really need to understand their mechanics or anything too much to be fine in them. Yeah, the roulette does keep the game alive a lot better, for sure. PSO2 honestly would have really benefited from having something like that too. But I guess the replacement for the roulette was the sort of emergency quest system, where like these raids would pop up every 2 hours, and you didn't really have a choice in what quest would pop up. And every season had their own seasonal quests and seasonal reward items and stuff like that. And there was a bunch of different big monsters that you could fight and stuff like that. The mundane activity. Yes, exactly. Now that whenever I sort of feel like I don't know what to do in Final Fantasy, I just go over my fishing log and I go fishing. Right now I'm in Abalathian Spine. This is the next area that I need to go into, Azizla. I've done all of these, so I'm about 40% done with all the fish in the game. But because there's no real reward for catching all the fish right now, I don't really care much for that one. But I'll just, you know, do it for the sake of it. Maybe there's gonna be a reward at some point. So just sort of preemptively for that, I do it, and it's like this fun pointless collecting activity. It feels like I'm doing something, I'm achieving something, even though all I'm doing is catching shit fish with a shit mechanic of just press the button. But it's stuff like this that sort of keeps me in the game. What kept me on PSO2 was the fact that there was constantly a flood of quests that would like come once every 2 hours or so. You'd have like a quest that had like the enticing reward of maybe like a really rare weapon will drop for you, and it will completely change how the game functions from that point onwards for you. You can't trade Pokemon in the game until you've beaten the game? I don't think that's true. But yeah, fishing is what's keeping me in here. And then like there's a lot of like little collecting content in Final Fantasy, which is nice. It's something that I enjoy a lot. Fishing is a bad example because of the big fishing part. To be honest, big fishing is only bad because of 3 fish. The rest are still somewhat sensible. But it's 3 fish that completely ruin the thing for you. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Couldn't keep playing Path of Exile for too long because it's just grinding the same maps over and over again. Yeah, exactly. PSO2 did this like pretty fun quest towards the end of its life cycle, sadly, is when they realized how it would be like made and what makes it fun. There was this thing called the Divide quests. They were basically a set of like 20 to 30 different quests, or like these little tasks you had to do. And they had like a randomized little subtask to them. And then you'd have to do like 8 of them in a row, in a random order. And you could get like these like bonus challenges added to them randomly and bonus rewards from them randomly. And at the end of it, it had like a specific chance to spawn one of 4 different bosses. And those were really fun, and the fact that they gave like the best weapons in the meta at the moment, it was like super fun. It was like a really good idea. Sadly, it came like right before the last update, so it wasn't, you know, it was a little bit too late. There were the endless quests that I've talked about on stream every now and then and whatever. But the endless quests weren't something that a lot of people wanted to do because there was no real reward for them. That was like the biggest issue with a lot of PSO2 stuff, was that a lot of the content didn't feel very rewarding outside of the emergency quests that were like the real-time based raids. And because of this, there was sort of nothing to passively grind in the game a lot. And that was, like, I feel like a big reason to why a lot of people were just constantly idling on PSO2, myself included. You should get, like, some items that are so rare that you will never see them ever on the market, so expensive you take... Yeah, exactly, yeah. PSO2... You never really needed gear on PSO2, to be honest. You could do like the hardest content in the game with like absolutely garbage gear. But if you wanted to like min-max your DPS and stuff like that, then you could gear up, and the gearing up for the end game meta was so complicated. Like holy shit, it was complicated as hell and expensive as fuck. But yeah. Let me move this over here and continue fishing. And let's do more funny videos.
What up, Warriors of Fartness? I bet you don't have the slightest clue how to play this eyeball-melting anime game. Oh, sure, you probably know that you can beat up enemies by clicking on them until they die, but do you know how to find a static in your FC to help you prog uwu? I bet you don't even know what any of those words mean, so sit down, shut up, and eat your gizzle greens, because I'm gonna teach you what thee mayhap not knoweth, thy noobliness. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy. The tank is the person in the front lines of every group, leading the charge to inevitable party wipes, which is because you are the most important person in the party, having slap fights with the boss since everybody else is way too squishy to handle the puss-pounding patty cake. You'll never see Jimmy's soft boots eyeing up the cloud of darkness with his 2x4 and scriggly tree branch. But how hard can tanking be? Turn on your tank stance, do your 1-2-3 combo, and blame the healers when you die, right? That sounds like somebody who needs their short Q privileges revoked. Firstly, tank stance. You turn this on to start gaining enmity. What's enmity? It's where you shout at the bad guys, "Hey, hit me!" They'll be paying attention to you so long as you're dealing damage, so you better be dealing dealing damage and not just having a staring contest. If you don't, then they're gonna start indiscriminately charging at the rest of the party like a dog in a movie theater. If you are the designated main tank, or in light parties, the only tank, make sure this is on. If there is another tank in the party and you are the off tank, make sure this is off, unless there's some other bad guys you gotta pull. If you have conflicting stances with the other tank, they will chuck their shoulder pads at you. As a tank, you should make sure the bad guy's ass is facing the party as often as possible, as indicated by the bright, glowing, half-eaten donut underneath the target. This is so that if the bad guy sneezes, you're the only one getting down with the sickness. And also, if your party has anyone playing any jobs that particularly likes to clap them cheeks, you've provided a bright, shiny spanking space. On top of this, as a tank, you are, by Heidelin's blessings, horrible at dancing, which is why you should move as little as possible once you've got the enemy's attention. That way, the party can continue to whap the wumpus without having to chase down the bad guy's glorious booty. Just as well, because you have control of where the baddies are, you control how useful everybody else is. So if somebody puts down a useful AoE, stop fucking running away from it. Now that you have the baddie's attention and are in a nice, cozy poking position, you don't have to worry about anything else, right? Ah, that's what I thought you'd say, you dumb fucking horse. Believe it or not, when you die, it's not entirely the healer's fault, just mostly their fault. That little bit of responsibility you have is based on how well you can juggle mitigation. What's mitigation? It's the buttons that make the bad guy's slaps hurt less that you sometimes press once a subscription and never think about again. You ever wonder why you have several of those buttons that all seem like they do the same thing? Well, that's because you're supposed to space them out over the course of a fight so the healers don't have to sacrifice their entire mana pool and firstborn child to get your frail ass through the dungeon. Remember not to bust your tanking load all at once, or else you're gonna feel a lot of shame when you're all out of juice and the boss still wants to go about 4 more rounds. Every tank also has a press X to not die button that can be used to survive any devastating attacks, or if you're a really aggressive paladin who drew every enemy in a dungeon ever and don't want the healer to hire a hitman on you. As for what your limit break does, tanks are thicker than the average Disney mom, to the point your honky chonky donkey bahonky extends to the rest of the party, protecting them from damage up to a whopping 80% at LB3. The thing is, unless you're a high-end player, you'll probably be using tank LB as frequently as a good player rolls high on loot. Overall, you have 4 flavors to choose from: punk, grunge, metal, and Christian rock. There's warrior for big axes, big anger, big self-healing, and if you like to do fell cleaves, again and again and again and again. If you prefer more brooding than cruding, the Dark Knight is great for doing your best guts impression. You get a huge-ass sword, goopy black energy particle effects, and the literal best mitigation in the entire game, but it's balanced because they get the worst invulnerability button in the entire game. You press it, and then it makes you die. Gunbreaker is called a tank, but everybody knows it's just 3 DPS in a trench coat, as designated by the fact you get a fucking gun and your swings explode. But you have to be a hardcore gamer, since it requires a lot of cartridges. And finally, the Paladin, who tries to pretend they're a healer and caster, but only when the other healers and casters are looking. But fuck all that, because the most important thing is that you get the motherfucking sword and shield, baby! Try getting behind this wall of holiness, bitch! Now you know how to play tank, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. That was very informative.
I've arrived at last. It's time to begin my epic adventure in the magical land of Eorzea.
Wait, what was that? It? Oh, that was very short. Okay. I think we might have seen this. I'm not 100% sure. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, dude, I'm back from the store.
Did you get the game? He's gonna be here any minute.
Yep, I got Dark Souls 3. Not bad, huh?
Dark Souls 3? Are you kidding me? He hasn't even played the first 2.
What? Are you sure?
I'm telling you, man, he's totally gonna bail at the Abyss Watchers, if not sooner. 100%, we are wasting our money.
Damn it. I think you're right. It's a little late, but maybe I can go back to the store and they'll...
And he's here.
Hey, guys.
Hey, happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, dude! And here's a gift for our Italian buddy.
Whoa, thanks, guys. And you got me a present, too? Oh, Dark Souls 3. I mean, I heard this one is awesome, but I haven't played the first 2 games yet. You sure I'm gonna like it?
Sure.
Yeah, totally, man. It's gonna be fine.
You're gonna have a good time.
It's reserved for you.
Jesus, that's a little dramatic. Okay, here we go.
Yes, indeed. When the fire is fading,
The majestic pudding of the lords is ready to be served, and each and every one of them wants a spoonful. The little pointy hats, and the big boys too.
What? Alright, that was, weird. Well, let's plot for this real quick. Okay, apparently I suck right off the bat. Good. Giant Oreo cookie? No idea what that means. Ugh. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tweak that a little bit, but I'm not gonna waste too much time on this. I mean, I got things to do.
There's something about Dark Souls characters ending up ugly no matter what.
Damn it! Why the fuck they all look so damn constipated? Fuck! Look, I don't care anymore. I'm good to go. It's not perfect, but it's alright.
Oh shit.
This is so fucking stupid. Shut up! Slow and steady. We don't want to die just yet. Alright, my friends warned me about these. Classic troll message. I wonder who's that stupid to fall for this.
Whoa! Treasure ahead! Here I come! Wah!
Okay, guess pulling the sword out is the only way to proceed. Wait a second. I should call an ambulance first. Better safe than sorry.
We removed most of the demon tentacles, disinfected the wound. Just give him a few pellets every now and then and he should be fine.
Alright, thanks. So, we square now? I guess it's a no. Quick, healing potion.
Nice.
Whoa, this place is awesome.
Welcome home, Ashen One. I am a firekeeper. Before taking this job, I was a character from Dead or Alive.
I knew it.
The Lords of Cinder are being a bunch of little sissies and they won't sit on their thrones. Please help us, Ashen One, and don't forget to talk to every person in the shrine.
You mean like him?
Welcome!
No, you brainless waste of I'm talking about the old handmaid.
Ashen One, I see that you've broken your bottle of syrup. There. Take this new one for free. Beware though.
What?
Too much syrup will make you see things quite differently.
Prithee, be careful. If you don't quit staring at me, I'm gonna squander my hammer on your face.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Very well.
What the fuck? Is this sand? Alright, I'm not gonna be one of those casuals. Bring it on, Dark Souls 3.
Holy shit.
Jesus. Fetch!
I don't know, actually. That one I don't know.
I thought we were supposed to pick him up. No, you idiot. We have to catch the guy with the banner.
Oh no, there are way too many. How am I gonna... Wow! What the... Oh, there's a giant in that tower. Thanks, Mr. Giant! Oh. Wow, really? No shit. Assholes. Whoa! That went pretty far. Well, not my problem. Am I right? Nope. Fuck it. I'll find another way. This is a nightmare! No, 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 no. Huh? What? Oh my god. I think I cracked the code. As long as I open stuff, I'm invincible.
True.
Please more doors, please more doors, please more doors! I don't feel really good.
Oh, hello. How do you do, fellow traveler? I'm Anri of Astora. I hope you know what you're doing venturing in this wretched land.
Of course! I know all the things. Like, totally, like...
Well, if you claim to know everything, then show us how you praise the sun.
Ow. God damn, this fucking cracks. Ugh, look at the giant one. Ew, so nasty. Well, as long as I keep my distance, I get nothing to worry about. These look pretty rare, I think. I should probably save them for later. God damn it, I can't see the boss. Oh, there he is! What's up, Gandalf? You're a little shy?
Oh shit.
Yep, totally making crystal meth.
Game over.
I'm pretty sure I missed the boss fight here. Let me check the wiki real quick. My ears! Who's playing this horrible music? Alright, From Software. You think you can stop me with some cliche level design? Huh? Ha, but I'll show you. Oh, I'll show...
Type C hepatitis. Oh shit.
Oh boy, this guy looks serious. Alright, got the message. I'll be on my way. Ah! Okay, this is getting nowhere, so let's summon some random people.
Hey! What's up, dude?
Oh, it's you guys. You give me a hand with this boss?
Sure, man. We're here to help you out. You're talking with Dark Souls veterans here.
You guys sure?
Right on, dude.
Easy peasy Japanese.
Wait, they were talking trash about your mom. Back to the shrine.
You have something for me, Ashen One?
Well, I mean, I found the lollipop covered in shit, but I don't think you want that, right?
Gracious.
Okay. Well, let's take a look outside. Good. Wow, where's this voice coming from? It's so mysterious.
The Furby. Oh. I guess it's not.
You want some C4? Listen, can I do some leveling up before I go?
You can level up for free if you want.
Level up for free? Count me in!
I'd like to do some legit level up, please.
Very well, then touch my left boob. I mean, then touch the darkness within me.
Oh, I was gonna say. Damn it! What? Hey, fuck you! I'm not dumb. Whoops. Well, I'm pretty sure this works exactly like D&D. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Let's head to the catacombs, baby.
Your boss doesn't suck as much as you do!
Nice bracelets, man. Where did you get them?
Why is it called the Cathedral of the Dicks? There were no dicks inside. What the fuck?
$100 for a doll? Alright. You guys are such dicks.
Oh, these guys are the dicks, I guess.
This is so magical. Uh-oh. Here comes the ponies. I should be safe here. Okay, lesson learned. I need to be more cautious. Whoa! Oh my god, that's so awesome! Sweet tats! Fuck it, I'm gonna hide in this treasure chest. I think I might be doing something wrong, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
there had to be another
Now
painting to catch like the last part of the
I'm
hit.
not that right.
Aww. Oh, another boss battle. Well, I guess I'll try out this new shield I just found. Oh, crap. Your Holiness, look, I admit, I might have downloaded some MP3s back in the day, but hey, it's in the past, right? Hey, look, there's a coin! Ah, it's all rusty. Huh?
Great shields. OP.
Pontiff?
Always.
Your Holiness? Oh, well, I'm just gonna go through this door real quick. Ciao, ciao.
Hey there. You should be aware of this area, Unkindle One.
Well, I don't mean to brag, but I think I've been doing quite well so far. You know, skills. Oh, you motherfucker!
I'm fucking just there.
Shut the fuck up! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! Ha ha! Later, losers! Alright, let's see. And Orlando, Aldrich, the Bar Gods, blah blah blah, yada yada. He's actually the blob, not the dude. Okay, I have a plan. No, no, bad Aldrich. This is the last cookie that you're getting today. Peekaboo, bitch. Whoa, whoa! What's happening?
Oh shit. Delicious.
Dear little Ocelot, where have you gone? Are you hiding from me? Come out. Come out. Don't be afraid.
Yes, I'm here.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's Ocelot, not Ocelot. Yeah.
Oh. Well, you're pretty good. Both of you. Right.
Is he like sucking his own dick?
The fuck?
The benefits of being a Dullahan.
The sandwich is divine, bro.
Wait, someone's coming this way.
Oh, jeez. How am I gonna go past these two now? Hey, guys, I was looking for you. Here's the eye drops that you guys told me to get you. No need to thank me, though. Bye.
Hey, it worked!
Idiots. Huh? This ramen is delicious with your soup.
With extra onions, my friend.
Damn, the bonfire placement was awful lately. Let's see what... Oh, for fuck's sake!
Mood. I think that was an issue with Elden Ring sometimes too.
Wait, do I really need to breathe even if I'm hollow? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Need doors! Need doors!
Sometimes feels
There's gotta
like
be
it's
some doors
just
in this
there to
castle.
make fun of you.
Please!
Oh, the pudding is there.
how deep is the lore?
Let us show you.
Ashen One, it's time for your ultimate quest.
I'm ready. Let's do this. Whoa! This place looks crazy! It kind of reminds me of that movie, what was it called?
I know, right?
It's a big lollipop. Oh shit.
Excuse me, sir. Do you think if I turn back, I get like a different ending or something? Sir?
Please! No! No! Please!
I really think they should include like a practice mode like in Street Fighter.
I know your weakness now. That frosted tip haircut is lame as fuck.
True. True.
Well done, Ashen One. Now before you link the fire, please enjoy the majestic pudding of the Lord.
Fill up, 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 fill up.
Hey, man. Dude. Dude!
What?
Congratulations, man. We heard you finished Dark Souls 3.
Yup.
So, are you ready for Dark Souls 1 now? Eh? Wait!
Get up!
Hey! Come on,
Ow.
man! Wait!
Ow!
Prepare to be fucked in the ass edition. Okay. Let's do some more fishing while we wait for more videos, I suppose. The video was fine. Voice acting was kind of not of the highest quality, I guess. And the animation, the jokes in the thing definitely felt a little bit pandering from time to time. It was kind of like a repository of all the jokes about Dark Souls that there are. That is really surprising how even these three are. But yeah. Got better at it later. This was his first... okay, yeah. Yeah, it sort of had it wasn't sort of like subtle at all. It was like very on the nose. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that. I'm not one of those people who enjoy that kind of stuff a lot. I know Arcade enjoys that stuff. That would have been, if that was about like D&D, he would have been like laughing on the ground. Or something else that he has like an insider knowledge on. I don't really... There has to be a certain sense of subtlety to these joke parody videos. Yeah, my favorite game parody stuff things on YouTube are probably terminal montages Kirby's. Yeah, I mean, some people just don't have that filter for like, oh yeah, that's kind of like so much on the nose that it's kind of cringe. It's fine. There's a lot of people who enjoy stuff like that. So you know, I'm probably the minority with thinking that it was a little bit cringe. I've been fishing for 2 hours. I have almost... Well, I'm slowly getting close to 500 fish caught. Probably can get like a good idea of how the fishing is going from the 500 as well. But I'll keep fishing until midnight. So we'll see what kind of ratios the fish have. I literally just watched China News and like weird old tech and Jerma. Fair. I like to watch like, well, no, I'm semi omnivorous when it comes down to YouTube videos. Because like I consume a lot of YouTube because when I draw, I like to have something on YouTube playing at the same time, and I watch like anything from like shitty try not to laughs to true crime. Doesn't really make a difference to me, as long as it's entertaining and interesting and something that I don't sort of have to fully focus on. It's like something that I enjoy. I do like having Germa stuff also playing on the background sometimes when I do other stuff. For example, his green screen thingy. It was really funny. But yeah. Right now I'm at a solid 72, 76, 84, 84, 48, and 44 fish. End up watching shorts a lot on my phone. I don't really watch any YouTube shorts at all. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of animations when I was younger on like the early days of YouTube, and also especially on Newgrounds. I don't know if a lot of people in here are cultured enough to remember Newgrounds, but I watched a lot of Newgrounds animations. They were something that I really enjoyed. Never used Newgrounds. Yeah, my favorite was about Kirby, who had the gun and he killed everyone. Yeah, a lot of Newground stuff by today's standard is really cringy. But back then it like, because a lot of it was just like the animation that we just watched. It was made by people who aren't like, mostly made by people who aren't like super good at animation or art in general. So they have like this sort of crumbiness to it. Like there's no good pacing, or there's no like the usual conventions of animation aren't there. There were only like a few people who like did really good animation, like actual proper animation stuff on Newgrounds as well. On like YouTube, yeah. But yeah, it's nice. Newgrounds was a big part of my youth with that stuff. Was something that I greatly enjoyed. I'm gonna get so much money from these horn helms. That's like 500,000 already right there. I can't believe they are actually this incredibly well balanced. These guys are like by far the, or well, not by far, but by like a solid 10 or so higher than the rest. The desert dust fish. But judging by how small the difference between them, it's almost like they have the exact same ratio of pulling. Which is really, really weird because it does not feel like that at all when fishing here. It's good to test the statistics like this for myself, since there's no proper metrics on anything Final Fantasy 14 related online, except for like guides for how to beat particular difficult quests and stuff like that. But yeah. Next set of funny videos will be quarter past, probably. If we get some. If you have any videos you'd like me to watch, send them to me and we'll watch them quarter past. And I'll just fish in the meanwhile. I wonder why people buy these horn helms so much. Sometimes people even buy them in like large amounts. Leave or guild quest delivery. Could be, yeah. Look at the excitement on the face of this little potato person whenever there's a big fish that... like a large-sized fish that comes up. What a happy little bastard. Falafels are great. Anybody who disagrees is an idiot. I remember there was like a genuine drama that some person, I don't know if they were familiar with Final Fantasy or not, but they raised like a huge ruckus over seeing like a video on YouTube or something like that of a Lalafell getting married with like a normal person. And they were like, how the fuck does this game promote children getting married and kissing adults? That's not cool! And there was a huge thing about it, and of course people on Twitter in their infinite stupidity were like, wait, that's right! And then there were people who were trying to like petition to remove Lalafell from Final Fantasy 14. And like, god damn. People really just like to ruin everything, right? It's like, you know, fucking... It's okay to have dwarves who are like bearded and hairy, but it's not okay to have dwarves who are cute, which makes like no sense whatsoever. It's like, I don't know, it's like a weird double standard. But Lalafells are especially like they're basically just dwarves. They just have baby faces because they're anime. They're anime dwarves. Yeah, exactly. They're literally children, yeah? Even though they're clearly not. Like, their anatomy is completely wrong for a child. Which, obviously, I guess a lot of people don't really do anatomy stuff, so they wouldn't sort of figure that. But, I mean, there are perverts who are sexually into Lalafell, I guess. And my slutty ninja outfit probably only makes the problem worse. I think Turbo sent some Lalafell porn on the Discord server at one point. It was horrifying. There's something about people drawing tits on Lalafell that is like powerfully offensive to me. Slutty. Nah, the demon outfit is kind of like here and there. You still kind of look like a pillow when you wear it. As long as you look like a pillow, it's okay. But when you know, when your belly button is showing, that's when you're a slut. That's like the qualifier. If your belly button is showing, then you're a slut. Yeah, that also counts because your belly button shows through the outfit. I learned this rule from my publisher who told me to put Maru's shirt on the first cover of the Clownfish Twister book because his belly button was showing and it was too horny. So, you know, if your belly button is showing, you're a degenerate. Yeah. But everybody knows you're a slut already, so I don't think there's any news there. You kind of walked into that. If shoulders are, you know, you're a heretic if your shoulders are showing. I'm a heretic. All of you are going to hell for watching my channel because my shoulders are showing. So GG, I guess. It is an R18 stream. It is for mature audiences because of how bare my shoulders are. These three are like almost identical. That is really weird. Was there a fucking Pirpana in the sky? Oh yeah, there he is. Look at that freak. And he's coming to show off his sluttiness to everyone. To prove my point even further. Look at this fucking whore. God damn. And now he's trying to appeal to the audience. That's a male, by the way. That's a dude. Kind of hard to tell falafels apart because their bodies are literally shaped like potatoes. I got called Miss yesterday. Well, you're kind of doing it for yourself, to be fair. You're literally wearing like girly clothes all the time. And your hairstyle is really girly too. So I kind of, you know, it's kind of something that you built up for yourself. Yarsu the slut and Amiko the alcoholic. Yeah, exactly. The power couple. Double trouble. Indeed. God, I hate that outfit so much. It is so not Lalafell not Lalafell appropriate. That's more Lalafell like. Would work better if your hair was white too, though. That one's kind of plain. I have so much sugar. I have so many things to eat. God damn. Do you guys have any sort of things that like sort of food things, flavors or something like that that remind you of Christmas? And yes, you can. Yes, you can, Amico, and it is cursed. It is the most cursed shit. You'll see some bearded Lalafell alongside the story. Gluggy, yeah. I bet a lot of people from abroad don't even know what gluggy is. It's like a Finnish like hot drink. That is, what the fuck is it like made of? Like, it's got like orange peels and like some weird shit like that in it. But it's like a juice sort of that you heat up, and it's pretty good. It's definitely a very Christmassy drink. It's something that people only really drink during Christmas. That one's pretty good. It could be color coordinated better, but it's pretty good. I like the overall design of it. It's red and white. Yeah, but the fact that like all of the colors in the outfit are essentially either like desaturated or warm makes it sort of feel like all the grays and whites and stuff like that sort of mushed together. The particular like differences in the colors don't really stand out. Spiced wine, sort of, yeah. That one's also kind of plain. It's like just a normal outfit. Find it kind of funny that you're like the tops of pants are torn. But yeah. Kind of like when I usually tell people about making their original characters. It's the same, like, if you want to make your character look like a normal person, it's pretty easy. But if you want to make your character look like an interesting normal person, it's a lot harder. There's sort of a science that goes into getting your character to look interesting despite being a normal person. And because of that, those plain outfits, they very easily sort of get lost in the mass of stuff. That one's okay. I don't know about the black pants, but otherwise I think it's pretty okay. Yeah, the coat is pretty cool. If you color coordinate the pants accordingly to the upper part of the outfit, then I think it will look pretty nice. Hello, Zoltan. We're watching more videos at 15 past. if there are any. If not, then 15 minutes ahead again. But yeah, the outfit is nice because it also has like a semi-decent silhouette, which is something that I hold in great importance. It's good to have silhouette pieces, especially with Lalafell, since they are so plain in shape. In this one, I don't know about the bunny ears, but I mean, otherwise the outfit is pretty well coordinated since it's basically designed to be worn together. It would be kind of funny if the sleeves were like so long that they went over the Lalafell's hands. That would be pretty nice. But the ears do feel a little bit out of place since everything else is cat themed. It's like a conflict of design. Ah, I see. Am I getting close to 100 on any of these? I am. Very much so. The sword does not match super well with the outfit because it's completely black. Or at least it looked like it when you brought it up to just a second ago. That's a pretty appropriate outfit for a Dark Knight. Yeah. As a Dark Knight should. The sword is your life. Oh, nice. The vampiric tapestries sell pretty fast. I've got like 20 of them. Should put up more. That one's honestly pretty good. Can you sort of walk around a little bit so that I can see the color of the pants? Yeah, walk into the light so that I can sort of see it properly. Okay. Yeah, if the pants would match the same color as the... Or maybe, no. Maybe the hat should match the dark of the pants. And then it would be like a even more complete set. But it looks pretty good. I like how the pants flare up a little bit at the bottom to make for like a more interesting shape. And the big hat is good. Just item level 90. Yeah, okay, so it's a complete set. Yeah, then it would make sense to why it feels complete. Yeah. If the hat was black and matched through that with the pants, that would be pretty good. I think the thing is, like, what makes things fun with the outfits in general is to sort of think of your own little, like a story for why the outfit is like this. So, like, for example, if you're wearing playing a ninja, you don't necessarily need to wear the traditional ninja clothes because just because the class is called a ninja doesn't mean that you can't sort of add your own lore to it. Like, because, like, for example, the rogue stuff starts you off as a thief or a pirate. So you could just as well be something along those lines as well. There's a lot of little things, subtle things that you can do that sort of align with the theme and also have your own unique twist to it. Or heels. Yeah. Yeah, there's something about high heels on Lalafels that they just don't look good at all. They often have the heels downplayed like pretty heavily. Yeah. I can understand it from the perspective of how the Lalafell are running. Wouldn't make much sense to be running with high heels when you're running with your legs fucking straight. But yeah, but then again, if you play one of the bunny girls, then you can't wear hats like at all because of their stupid ears. Yeah. There's like 70% of the hats in the game are unusable on the Viera because of their ears. If it's a hat that has anything that covers the top of your head, the Viera can't wear it in most cases. Because they're like a new expansion edition thing. So they sort of have their own issues. If you go into the Eorzea collection, you'll see a lot of not compatible races, and it always says Viera. Yeah, they do, but Mikote have been in the game from the start, and their ear positioning is different from Viera. And Viera were introduced, I think, in like Shadowbringers, if I'm not completely wrong. So the game can't just be like, okay, well, we're gonna just make a new armor set of all the trashiest sets for the Viera, you know? Yeah, I hate the ear protrusions. They suck. Just pull your ears back, you stupid fucking goblins. I don't like big ears. Never been a fan of big ears. Like elves and stuff like that. Not my thing. Some people find them like really appealing for some reason. Not me. The first to break 100 is the Shadow Crab. Suckable ears, yes. I don't like them. I don't like them. That's why my ears as a Lalafell are the smallest possible kind, and even still they're a little bit bigger than I would hope for them to be. And Yersu has like the maximum ears. He looks like a fucking bat. God damn. Yeah, just don't let Amiko close to you, Yersu, or he's gonna start sucking on your ears. His ear tips are already dark because people have sucked on them for so long that they've like the blood has sort of clotted in them. That's why the ear tips are dark. It's always when Yesu goes on his like ERP adventures. That's how the ears turn black. It's like a sign of sinning. It's like being a sinner among the Lalafell. To have dark ears. It means you're like a slut. It's kind of like having a tramp stamp. Or so he claims. He's Genma testing. A lot of people do it. Not just Kyuski and Mate. in the context of RFC, I'm pretty confident Turbo definitely ERPs. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, I'm pretty confident he probably ERPs. He's definitely an RP boy. Jojo's still in BC. I mean, he said that he had the grinding thing to do in whatchamacallit, a Maple Story. I wonder, like, I never even... Well, no, actually, no, I did consider the option of playing a male Lalafell when I started the game, because there's literally, like, no difference between them. But then Yersu pointed out that then the NPCs would call me Mr., and I really don't like that. I don't really find it bothersome when people use, like, whatever pronouns of me or whatever they do. But when I'm in my fantasies, I don't want people to call me Mr. So I absolutely prefer to play girl in that aspect. Outside of that, there's like no difference between male and female falafels. There's a Strawberry Valley board game. What is a Strawberry Valley? Oh shit, also, do we have funny videos to watch? We have... Okay, we have some. We can watch these. Let me move this over here and continue fishing while we watch some funny videos. A crap guide to Final Fantasy healers.
I love power and I love...
Kono can tell us how appropriate this is if he's still here.
Feeling powerful. It strokes my biggly wiggly and forces lesser beings to bow down to my awesome might lest they taste my boot between their gums. Nothing has ever given me the same rush of adrenaline than knowing that everybody has to submit to my whims for their own safety. It makes my brain do the goody good chemicals and allows me to feel as though I have control over this truly unfortunate reality that the universe is slowly careening into an eventual heat death and there's nothing anybody can do about it as we are inconsequential specks in this cruel and uncaring universe. But none of that matters because look at this, I can pull my party members into a pit that kills them. I find that hilarious.
Oh, that's
Welcome
such
to
a
a crap guide to Final
shitty
Fantasy.
thing to do.
The greatest power of all is the power to have control over people's lives, which is why the healer is the most likely party member to have a god complex. Right behind main tanks, mentors, and anybody who's an omnicrafter. You are the most important person in the party, as you, along with the tank, are responsible for keeping the party alive by kissing their boo-boos and slapping the bitch who made the boo-boo. That's right, as a healer, you do have to deal damage as well. Man, but it's called a healer, and healers are supposed to heal, right? Wrong! A healer's job is not necessarily to heal the party, but rather to keep them alive. And yes, there's a difference. There's gonna be a lot of downtime between heals, and you bet your afflatus rumpus that you're making the fight take longer than it has to if you're just sitting there twiddling your thumbs waiting for your next chance to cast Cure. What do you do when the party's full health? What do you do when the party's full health? Or even halfway up and standing? TPS the bad guys. No, I don't pay your sub. But when the fight takes too long, it starts to rub all up on everybody's nerves. And when you hit endgame, it serves you right when the boss will wipe the party cause you couldn't beat Enrage. Sure, you're for the most part keeping the party alive with a variety of healing, utility spells, some regen, some shields, but an equal amount of time you're casting those, you're also throwing in some extra DPS when time allows. Remember, DPSing is just mitigating future damage. And if you're able to kill the current wave of dungeon mobs before they deplete the tank's HP, which by the way is going to regen to full by the time you reach the next mob pull anyway, what does it matter how low their HP gets? So yes, DPS when time allows. When does time allow? Well, I know you're scared of independence and thinking by yourself, but that's going to be a balancing act you'll have to figure out. However, my rule of thumb is the minimum amount of HP a party member has to be at is 1. But if that's too scary for your whittle fingies, ask yourself, will the enemy's next attack make your party member fall on their ass? If yes, heal so that it doesn't. If no, time to become a glare mage, motherfucker. As long as they're alive and you're clearing the content, you're doing your job right. There is one caveat to doing your job right, and that's that everybody will hate you for it. Literally, by healing you start to generate a lot of aggro from the bad guys. So if you ever ever decide to heal before mob pulls in dungeons, it's important to stick close to the tank like an ERPer sticks to Vieira's wearing 2B thigh highs. Especially if you throw on a regen and suddenly 800 mobs crash through the wall with a How to Fry Fairies cookbook. You can still do it, but you should know what you're getting into. Like live streaming and hoping that anybody will watch. As for your limit break, we heard you like healing, so we put more healing in your healing so you can heal while you heal. Unfortunately, you won't be using any limit break aside from LB3 because LB1 and 2 just heal the party, and you already have plenty of band-aids and popsicles to do that on your own. LB3, however, is so potent in healing it resurrects everybody in the party back from the dead instantaneously. But they will have to do the thriller afterwards, so it's best to be safe for when you at least have enough people to make a backup dancing crew. For the flavors of healer, we have 3 boomers and the new kid on the block who bought a Glock and has a TikTok. The white mage is the most straightforward. You heal when a buddy is hurt and you attack when they're not. Just about everything in your arsenal is all about feeding them so much it'll make an inflation artist blush in embarrassment. You're also equipped with the best AoE skill in the entire game and the ability to never run out of mana unless you're really, really bad. Best of all, when your buddies get hurt, you can heal them to harness their
blood for the blood lily.
But let's say you want to play white mage, but you like tarot readings and star signs like a suburban woman in her mid to late 20s. Astrologian is probably for you. You draw cards that will enhance the abilities of your party members, and you fill the arena with enough space dust and constellations that you'll need 5 layers of sunglasses to see. Taking this job will also teach you how to build a bomb. Don't worry, it's friendly. Scholar is a weirdo who used to hang out with all the bad DPS kids, but decided to turn their life around when they met a nice girl who supports them in their new hobby. Only problem is she knows nothing about your hobby, and you have to keep correcting her on fandom trivia. They're all about putting shields and defensive buffs that protect the party from taking damage in the first place. That way they can guess what? DPS even more. Also, your girlfriend can get thick. And finally, the new kid on the block, the Sage. A scholar who decided to stop being nice and pick up a gun.
That shoots lasers!
Like Scholar, they also put shields and protective buffs on their party members so they can spend more time
shooting lasers!
How do they do this? After seeing Alphino change to the job, my guess is the Nullists are liquefied carbuncles. Rest in peace, Carby. And now you know how to play healer. You're welcome.
Okay. I guess we know how to play healer now. Very cool. Let's do DPS, I guess.
Everybody likes to do damage, and don't pretend like you don't, because I know you're lying. Otherwise, why would you be playing an RPG with core mechanics such as leveling up, getting stronger, and looking fashionable as fuck? It's to do massive numbers on the other guys until their numbers are so small they match the PP size of anybody who doesn't commend at the end of a duty. The other members leaving too quickly is no excuse. How do you expect to move quick enough to avoid AoEs if you can't even move quick enough to tell your allies they're doing a great job and that their glamour is sexy? Is that uncharacteristically nice of me? Maybe, but it means I get to steal the LB3 from the only melee in the group. Welcome to A Crap Guide to Final Fantasy. Today I'm going to be talking about every job. That's right. What, you thought only the DPS have to DPS? Boy, I could slap you with my overflowing glamour dresser. Damage is the name of the game in Final Fantasy XIV, and the entirety of the game is designed around everybody dealing it, including the tanks and the healers. If the DPS roles are contributing 60% of the damage, tanks and healers are the ones who fill in the other 40. So if you don't contribute, you belong in the garbage chute. So don't get so hung up on the role names. Everybody is a DPS. What I mean specifically is that one, not only is FF14 a cooperative game, which means any time you waste is not only yours, but also anybody else in your party as well. And 2, every combat feature in FF14 is designed with dealing damage in mind. Healers and tanks get skills that actively promote doing more DPS. Hell, Sage is a healer whose skills actively benefit from doing DPS. And most importantly of all, Enrage. Enrage is what happens when you overstay your welcome in a dungeon or boss arena and the residents have run out of things to talk about and are just really ready for you to leave so they can finally go poop without being worried that you're going to steal all their old DreamWorks DVDs. That is to say, you're either forcefully
That's very
kicked out
specific.
or
I wonder if this has
instantly
happened
murder
to
you.
him.
How do you prevent this from happening? You murder them first, of course, and then you pop in a copy of Shrek 2 so you can watch the castle siege again. And guess what? The later and later in the game you get, the more and more frequent enrages start to appear. And they'll have more and more health too, so if somebody decides they just don't feel like they want to cooperate in this team game they decided to play, and now the boss has an eighth of its health left and is about to destroy the entire universe, Princess Fiona isn't going to be the only one who will need a hero. Hopefully it's been drilled into your head now that DPSing is essential. Not just for the jobs with the title sticker, but also anyone in a fancy robe or edgy trench coat as well. Now that you know that, how does one go about dealing max deeps? The first most basic thing is to do your combos. Press a button. See another button light up? Press that one. Congratulations, you have successfully completed a combo. And doing so will reap a myriad of benefits, from putting damage over time on your target, gaining mana, doing your taxes, or any variety of other additional effects. But mostly it all achieves the same goal of dealing more damage. Secondly, you want to press these skills that the game labels as abilities and the community calls off global cooldowns, or OGCDs for short. More like OGCDs nuts! I personally call them free damage buttons. They cost you nothing and there's literally no reason not to press them while your normal cooldown is rolling. But this one has a long cooldown. What if I need it later? No, it doesn't. Shut up. The cooldowns in this game are so short you might as well press them, because by the time you need them again, whoop, they're back up. Not to mention, many jobs require you to press those free damage buttons to unlock even spankier damage buttons. So use your goddamn free damage buttons! It's free damage! The next rule of DPSing is knowing your ABCs. Always be casting! This means mashing away at your keyboard like a tickle monster working double time. More specifically, it means that the best way to make sure you are doing the most damage that you can is to always have your global cooldown going. Even if it means accidentally pressing the wrong skill like the single brain cell that you are. Because if you're always pressing buttons, even the suboptimal one, you are doing more damage than if you weren't. And doing damage is always better than not doing damage. Yes, even Skaith. Here's a live example with my two subjects, Jan and Chloe. They both deal 1 million damage and suddenly the boss flies out of melee range. Jan sits there waiting patiently for the boss to return before she can start doing 1 million damage again. Meanwhile, Chloe's pressing the deal 1 damage at a range button the entire time they're waiting. I ask you, puny viewer, which person is dealing more damage right now? Yeah, but it's only 1 damage. Who's dealing more damage? As if any fight is going to get so close that dealing... Who is dealing more damage? Sure, it might not look like much, but it's going to matter when they fight the boss that has 3 million and 2 health and they wipe all...
Now, to be fair, though, if you're really good at positioning yourself and timing your attacks, you don't usually have to use the long distance attack. And there's usually a stronger variant than using the 1 damage one. It's true that you should be always doing damage, but still.
Because the other DPS decided they don't want to press buttons. It's such little DPS, it won't make a difference? Sure, Jan. Now, one of the best things you should do to improve your damage in Final Fantasy XIV is this. It's really simple. I want you to lean in. It's a super simple thing. Here, come close. I'm gonna say the thing. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. Read your tooltips! The little block of text that literally tells you what your skills do. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people queue into an expert dungeon and never realize they have a skill that can attack multiple targets. Even all the things I tell you in this video. The combos, the range attacks, the AoE damage skills, the free damage buttons. The best way to know what your job is capable of is by reading your job skill tooltips yourself. So you better read your goddamn tooltips, because if I see another player not knowing about their AoE combo and a mob pull at level 80, I'm gonna grab the nearest etherite and bash you so hard you're gonna be teleported.
I'm really glad I haven't encountered people like that.
With all that out of the way, you'd think I'd covered everything you need to do to be an ultimate clearing badass, right? Unfortunately, not, Waffle Face, because the final responsibility every single role in Final Fantasy XIV shares is not dying. Oh sure, the healers help, but most of the time your own survival is on you and only you. And that means making sure you do the fight mechanics and don't take avoidable damage like it's got the cheese touch. Oh, I'm sorry, are you in the middle of your cast? You want to try and hit that purple parse like the big man you are? That's too damn bad! Each time you take damage that is avoidable means the healer has to heal you and they're dealing less damage. And on top of that, you get this cheese puff called a vulnerability stack. For each stack you have, you take more and more damage until you get one shot when the enemy farts in your general direction. All this to say, if you don't avoid enemy damage, you will not only make the healer do less DPS, but you're also likely going to die, which means 0 DPS. And if you still think that's not a big deal and the healers can just res you, each time you die you get a dunce cap of shame that reduces your DPS even more for about as long as a red light in Philadelphia. So you better stay alive or else I'm gonna raise you so I can rescue you into an AoE and kill you myself. To recap, everybody's DPS matters. Press your free damage buttons. Always be casting. Read your tooltips. Stay alive. But even if you keep all those things in mind, the #1 rule to improve your DPS performance is to practice. Striking dummies are all over the goddamn place, out in the overworld, and even in the yards of some random people's houses in the residential districts. So if you see one, there's no shame in whacking it a few times like you're auditioning to be a dominatrix. I'm sure the neighbors won't mind. Practice makes perfect, and even all the foresight in the world will not fully translate into the doing. So go and do that doing so that one day you too can do the do and make everybody else look like doo-doo because of how good your doing skills are. And with how much doing you'll be doing, maybe someday you too can clear an ultimate and get a shiny ass weapon of your own to show off to people AFKing at the Limsa Aetherite Plaza. Just know the difference between an amateur and a master is that a master has failed way more times. By the way, get ready for a party wipe. Wait, what? Congratulations, you're now better at the game than you were 5 seconds ago. Oh! And now you know how to DPS, you're welcome.
I was hoping it would go more into depth with the specific DPS classes. Melee. Oh, okay. There's melee DPS here.
Everyone always says you should be a team player, but honestly, I've always felt like the best way to help the team is by crushing whatever obstacle that's in the way with my heavily toned squat receipts. So that's it. No more playing for anybody else. I play for me, baby. Any reason the raid wipes from now on is no longer my fault. I only exist to make big numbers fly towards the screen and watch my skill bar light up like a Christmas tree at a rave party. And you bet your precious patoot the progress preventers will be promptly pounded because this potent projector of pain will be peppering those beasties until your pack is paved with enough resulting pellets that every peddler will pray to be pampered by a more palatable pacifist. Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy.
These are very aggressive. I feel like I'm being attacked from just watching these. I remember watching some of his Monster Hunter videos in the past.
Being a DPS is like being the king of capitalism, because the way you play, taking care of others, is for bitches. Pay no attention to anybody else's well-being unless it directly affects you, and so long as you're alive and safe, you can act like anything bad that happens around you is probably not your fault. All that brain power instead will be put towards what really matters, your complicated as shit damage rotation. That's right, step aside tanks 1, 2, 3 and healers 2 damage buttons. These are where the big guys and gals play. Or at least that's what they like to tell themselves, since one of the only party utilities they have to worry about is pressing the faint button once in a blue moon. Their hotbar will more often have dozens of buttons all dedicated to big damage. The melee DPS is the most important person in the party, as you are the one on the front lines inspecting the bad guy's anus like it's where all the Hrothgar hats are hiding, while avoiding the enemy's sprays of hot poisonous gamer stain. Not only are you going to be up in their grill turning their cheeks into a ripe tomato while flip-flopping in and out of danger like you're a politician making pancakes, you're also going to make like an adult film star and learn positionals. Certain attacks in your damage rotation will require you to land them in specific areas around the enemy target, specifically the rear and the flank, in order to deal additional damage. How do you tell where those positions are? By the massive disembodied titty underneath the target. See this nipple? That's the front, where the tank will be sucking on the sweet milkies that are tank busters, which obviously means this conspicuous ticulus on the opposite end is the rear. What about the flank? That'll be on either side of the enemy. And if
So
you're
why is there no
confused as to where each area
Lalafell of
begins
those
and ends,
cute
a useful
little
tip on how to
characters?
tell
What
is
the
imagine
fuck?
there's a big X dividing each of the quadrants. Or you could just press true north and pretend positionals don't exist like it's an embarrassing memory of that time you did the Gangnam Style at school, unironically. The only time it isn't the case is when the enemy has a full ring without an opening, in which case you won't have to worry about any of that guff and you can just sit there like an off-tank who's actually having fun. Otherwise, between hopping back and forth in these two spots and running around catching up to the boss whenever the tank feels like doing cardio, your little wall's legs are gonna get so much working out that they'll be thick as the milk from the teats of a whale made of molasses. Which is to say, expect to move. A lot. But what if I'm not in the right
I
place for a
hate
position
moving.
or the boss is far away? Just remember the old adage. Always be casting! Even if you're not able to land your positionals or if the boss is too far away to make a melee attack, be sure to always be pressing your buttons no matter what. Unless you're a monk who has no ranged attack and you have to sit there thinking about how your job will inevitably be
Wait, Tank
reworked
has
yet
no
again in the
ranged
next
attack
patch.
whatsoever.
However, there is another secret epic gamer option that allows you to maximize the DPS you
Sad.
output at the risk of yourself as well as potentially everybody else. But it's usually the healers. This technique is called greed. The funny thing about AoE markers in Final Fantasy XIV is that they only ever mark you for damage if you are standing in them the moment they go away. This means that if you're fast on your fingers, you can stand there DPSing the bad guy while soaking in their radioactive orange juice until the very last second where you backflip out just as the dropkick of doom skims your fuzzy anime hairs and you don't lose a second of uptime. As I said, however, this is a high risk. If your timing is off and you spend just a millisecond too long, you'll be covered in cheese puffs. You might even die, or in some cases you'll have to suffer a fate worse than having to read the entire 24-hour chat log of Limsa. Damage down. Shh, it's okay.
Oh
Nobody's gonna take
shit.
away your big damage
It is a
number.
very,
Obviously,
very
make sure you don't breathe too hard if
no.
you're not ready, okay?
It's a
Okay.
nightmare.
As the melee DPS, you also have first dibs on limit break against most bosses since yours deals the most damage, specifically when they're single. This is because when you hit the limit break button, you're not actually attacking them, just showing them pictures of a happy, healthy relationship, and nothing hurts more than emotional damage. Just ask Ariange.
Yeah.
But what are the individual jobs whom of which meleeeth said up-close slappers to thine adversaries? There are 5, and each one is a different flavor of anime and edge. Monk, for those of you who want to go fast, having one of the shortest global cooldowns in the game means you'll be dealing out punches like you're a pissed-off caterer at a middle school sock hop. Instead of the traditional combos, each attack puts you in a specific stance. Bird, cat, and monkey. Each one combos into another attack that benefits from each respective stance. Your rotation will be all about swapping stances around more than a kid trying sick moves to impress their crush at a middle school sock hop. You also have perfect balance, which allows you to go freestyle and pick whichever stance you're feeling more at the moment without having to do any of the normal stance setup. If you repeat the same stance 3 times during your freestyle, you get a purple token on your stylish moves punch card. And if you do 3 different stances during the freestyle, you get a white one. Do a freestyle with 3 unique moves one more time while you have both a purple and white tokens on your punch card, and you get to turn it in to make your crush dripping wet with damage because for some reason you get to kick them in the face. The only problem is you are the only melee without a ranged attack to keep your uptime. And although you do have a dash that lets you zip around like Goku on a triple shot ristretto down blend macchiato, if ever you find yourself without a target to punch during combat, you can call timeout on your buffs so they stop moving while you have a little cry because your crush rejected you at the middle school sock hop. Dragoon is probably the most straightforward of the melee classes and the one most likely to have a tragic backstory. You've got a 5-button combo that swaps between heart slaps and sakura flowers and a handful of buffs that will turn anybody else in the party into your partner in dragon slaying. What kind of dragon slaying? That's up for you to decide, which you'll have plenty of time to do while you're suspended 20 moms in the air dropping in like a scantily clad human airstrike who's got a date with Nidhogg at 5 and a party at the quicksand at 6. Yes, the Matanga in the room. Dragoon has several damage-dealing jumps necessary to unlocking special attacks in their rotation that will lock you into an animation, which means you're stuck and unable to move out of your location while the boss is just about ready to piss all over the floor right before you land. So be wary when using your jumps, lest you fling yourself right into a danger puddle and perpetuate the tired singular joke the 14 community has for the class. On the bright side though, you do get the objectively best job mentor in the form of Ninja is great for people who enjoy American football, because for every 10 seconds of excitement, there's a minute of fuck all. Your rotation is all about fitting every goddamn cooldown you can into a small window of time where you make the enemy take more damage. And on top of that, you also have the ability to live out every weeb's dream and do a bunch of hand gestures to cast magic attacks, and also drop down into a low position and run with your arms flopping behind you in the breeze, which Final Fantasy objectively proves makes you go faster. You got 3 hand symbols, and depending on what order you do, you will make a different kind of anime reference. For example, going Chi Tenjin Tenjin Chi Chijin unlocks the secret dark ending of Cory in the house and causes the enemy to be susceptible to bonus damage. But maybe you're facing a mob of enemies who are immune to A-rank powered life forms, so you'll instead have to go Tenjin Jin Chijin Chijin Ten Chijin Tenchi for 3 seasons of Sonic Underground, which will kick sand into their eyes with how fast you'll be running circles around the slowpokes. More or less, you'll have to do some studying up on what combos do what, but here's a secret cheat sheet. Only the final mudra in the sequence matters. Fuck, it's the skill floor police! Cheese it! Samurai, the job most likely to have a dick measuring contest with a black mage. I'd be careful though, their dad works at Square Enix. This weeb is the most selfish of the melees, as it provides no utility for the rest of the party and instead acts like the average soccer player, focusing on being the star of the show who gets all the attention, especially when it drops to the floor clutching its knee when somebody sneezes on them. Your attacks contribute to a kink bar, which allows you to shame the enemy in a variety of ways, as your katana is also a substitute for a horny bat. So you remember how the monk has a punch card? Well, so do you, except yours is your sword and the punches are stickers. You have 3 basic combos, each one giving you a slight buff and slapping a sticker onto your katana. And depending on how many stickers you have, you will get one of 3 different rewards when you turn in your sticker sheet. With 1 sticker, you'll apply a dot that'll last longer than it takes to clean your room. Don't lie to me, I know a majority of my audience has depression. 2 stickers will charge up an AoE around you, and 3 stickers will make... Each sticker attack also gives you an additional separate sticker, and once you have 3 of those, you get to do an additional... And finally, the Reaper, the transfer student from Garlemald who got the rest to mauled at the fact that they think they're better than the rest of the melees. Which I mean they are, but don't let any Reaper hear you say that.
No, they aren't.
Being the darkest.
This is old info, don't trust them. Reapers aren't any good. They're good in, like, beginner content, but after that, nah.
Your job gauge is the Dark Souls HUD. Similar to the Samurai, you build up a bar that can be spent on big slaps. And those big slaps give you edgy boy points that can be spent on additional big slaps. Except this time, they're coral blue number 5 semi-gloss lipstick. Once you've kissed enough boys to build up your fashion bar, you get to turn into a spooky ghost. Whoa. You do the slice. You do the spooky slice. The spooky slice. Now your swings have some spice. You do the slice. It's just your soul that's the price. You do the slice. You do the spooky slice! And now you know how to play Melee, you're welcome. From the northern snow front of Ilsabad, the land was cold and the people scarred. They sought...
Thank you very much. I guess now we know about that. When you find a stray Lalafell in your house, what the fuck?
Oh, shit! A rat! I'ma whoop your ass! I'ma whoop your ass!
Hello there, Delhi. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, okay, very good. Now let me give you a shout out. Shout out, Delhi VT. Dwarf Fortress. I don't know what that is. I don't think I've ever heard of that. The most disrespectful moments in anime history. What is this?
Boy, that ass was getting man literally picked up this big ass.
Oh, I think I've seen this. This guy is not funny at all. Not gonna watch that. Send me better videos. I got clickbaited by that video once, and I was like, "Oh, it's funny, yeah." But it wasn't. It wasn't funny at all. Game that's been in the making by 2 people for 20 years or something with 0 income for it. Then they released a Steam version, made 5 million in one day. Good for them. It's nice when you get rewarded for hard work. Admittedly, I'm not very familiar with it, but it would be nice for me as well. Sent you a better one. Yes. We'll check out videos again at. Well, we'll do the final round of videos at 23:50. So in 8 minutes. I had to go to a different fishing spot because the fish in here are like terrified of me because I've been sitting here for hours and doing nothing but fishing. How are you doing, Deli? How's your Christmas? I wonder. They wish they could get me, but I'm too cool. It's okay. I've got so many things to eat that I'm like overwhelmed. No matter where I look, there's something delicious that I can consume. We're just fishing and watching funny videos. You can send me funny videos on the Discord server's Submit Funny channel. If you are not on the Discord server, just type !Discord and I think that should pop up the server in chat. But yeah, we're just fishing. I asked people if they want me to stream today, and I was like, sure, if people want it. So yeah. And tomorrow no streaming until Wednesday next week. Tomorrow I'll draw some ass. It's been so long since I've drawn ass last time, so it should be fun. Then I'll play some Final Fantasy. That's not really new. I've been doing that quite a bit. But yeah. We've been watching a bunch of videos and just having a good time. I have too much Crumbus chocolates. I don't have too much. I have like one box of those geisha chocolates. I really like those. They're very nice. And then I have, but I have potato chips. Very many potato chips, which is very nice. Yay. Yeah, it's been a nice, relaxing Christmas, as it should be. Sometime along the week, I need to go buy some fireworks, because I'm gonna do like a demon sacrifice for New Year's. It's been like several years since I've sacrificed anything for the demons, so I need to sacrifice something to get better luck for the next year. Played for 6 plus. God damn. I mean, I've been on Final Fantasy since 6 as well, so I guess I've been on this game for about 6 hours now too. But I don't usually stream for that long. But well, unless it's Monster Hunter or Kirby. Monster Hunter streams were like 13 hours, which is something, alright. But yeah, I usually like to portion my streams a little bit. But it's very nice if you do streaming for sort of to hang out with people. Then if you just like to hang out with people, then I think it's fine. I'm not 100% sure what I should do next week. People were asking about Resident Evil 3. And honestly, I'd be down to maybe play Resident Evil 3. I could check if it's on sale since it's Christmas. And also I got gifted up, it was like Crumbymon or something like that on Steam. And I could test out Crumbymon as well. Paramon, that's the one. Close enough. And then also on New Year's Eve, I'm gonna have like a longer stream. People wanted me to like roast their something. I think Val suggested me roasting something. And my cousin is coming over for a visit for the New Year's Eve, and maybe we'll do something with him. He's never been on stream before, but he said that he would like to be like on a Terraria playthrough or something like that. So I could totally invite him to be on stream. And since I have the Steam Deck now, he can actually be participating in games very easily without having to sort of occupy the keyboard or anything like that. It's pretty nice. Let's look at my fish inventory. Looking pretty good if I say so myself. Getting close to a solid 500 fish. Yes, I've been fishing here for 3 hours and I've got like 500 fish so far. I was originally thinking of fishing up 1,000, but the ratios are pretty apparent from this because these three are so close to each other, it's kind of crazy. The reason to why I'm doing this is because I thought that these guys, these sand eggs, are considerably more rare than what they seem. But I guess they're not. They are literally like the same ratio as these three. But that's good to know for the sake of experimentation and investigation, so that I can optimize my Cinder surprise fishing when it begins again on the 28th. There's 2 windows on the 28th for the Cinder surprise, and those are going to be my last chance to get it before the year changes. So let's see if I get lucky, I guess. But then if I do, then I finally get the big fish title that I've been... the reason to why I've been fishing in the first place. It's like a quote-unquote reward for getting all the big fish in the game. Well, except for the Endwalker ones. Stupidly difficult to get. I was like, I want a title for my Lalafell that is somehow like size or weight, like size or height related. But there wasn't anything height related. So I'll get big fish because it was size related. And the big fish title, I was like, okay, big fish, that sounds pretty funny. I'm gonna get the big fish title. And then I looked at it and I was like, 0.8% of the player base has it. It can't be that hard, right? Yes, it can. Very much can. Holy shit, can it? What a waste of time. To put it very lightly. But we can actually calculate the exact percentage of these fish pretty soon here with that pool of 500 or so fish. It's possible to see like the proper numbers. But let's watch some funny videos while I finish my fishing. Okay, so we have 2 videos: Dwarf Fortress Review and Dwarf Fortress Creator Explains its Complexity and Origins. Okay.
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a long-running cult classic that's still updated and developed to this very day. A game which chronicles the lives and accomplishments of stumpy alcoholics as they struggle to avoid sobriety. A game where the most ludicrous events take place daily, where civilizations rise and fall just because someone left a Necronomicon in the public library. A game where the UI is so useless and convoluted that you'd honestly have an easier time playing Microsoft Excel.
I'm a performance artist. Deep, dark fantasies.
Ganging up. Come on, college boy. On my shoulder.
I'm speaking, of course, about Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is less of a game and more of a complex fantasy world simulation made by one guy over 20 years, and probably for the rest of his natural and unnatural lifespan, as we plan to crowdfund Tarn Adams a synthetic body so he can focus on what truly matters. Dwarf Fortress really is one of the greatest autism projects to ever blossom. Fun fact, it's also the hardest game to run on PC. Even an i7 processor chokes and dies the moment you forget to sterilize your cats. If not for the ever-increasing technological demands of Dwarf Fortress, AMD and Intel would be bankrupt right now. To even begin playing Dwarf Fortress, you'll need some prescription medication, but more importantly, you'll need a world to play in. So, we create one, we set some parameters, and the game will then
that doesn't really explain a lot, but sure.
Years of history for this randomly generated world. And, depending on your computer, this may also take 250 years. Once the world is made, it's all yours, and like an abusive lover, she will caress and beat you senseless, and each time, you'll come back for more. There's two main game modes you can play in Dwarf Fortress. You can either choose to embark on distant lands and lead a fortress to ruin, or die horrifically in the pursuit of adventure. To begin, let's cover Fortress mode first. All you have to do is pick a nice place to embark, and that's about it. Despite common myths, Dwarf Fortress isn't complicated. Just follow a couple of tutorials and you'll be a seasoned veteran in no time. You should also download and use the Lazy Noob Pack because the game is almost unplayable without it. Some may disagree with this statement, but to put it simply, they're fucking wrong. These same people will disagree with my choice of tile set, or the fact that I use a tile set at all. To answer these concerns and make this video that much easier to watch, I will be using all of the tile sets at random. In Fortress mode, you start out with 7 dwarves, given the difficult task of establishing civilization. The longer you survive and flourish, the more migrants will arrive from neighboring cities, attracted by the promise of your growing fortress. From there on, any number of things can happen. Disaster, tragedy, invasions, and tantrum spirals which threaten to end your fort at any given moment. But whether you live or die, just remember, losing is fun. It's impossible to cover everything, so let me tell you some stories. The first fortress I ever founded was absolutely terrible. We had no metal, so instead we fought with sticks and traded pottery for any possible scrap of metal. We also lived in constant fear. There was a were-zebra on the loose. He kept eating my chickens and trampling my dwarves. As if I couldn't escape the furry menace in real life, it torments me in my video games as well. It turned out that the were-zebra was a human musician who plays at my tavern, so I let him stay and snap a few chicken necks every month. The place was actually quite successful.
I don't think zebras are carnivorous.
And no major invasions. What the hell? I asked my friend, who knows Dwarf Fortress, to take a look. He came back shocked and told me, "You're not at war with the goblins." How? I had no idea. My fortress was a place of culture and learning, of drunken revelry and international diplomatic renown. Life proceeded as normal. And then, one day, one of my guests of honor, a legendary human wrestler, had too much to drink and went into a murderous rage. He proceeded to grab a goblin dancer and pulled off her lower jaw. As she was screaming, he began thrashing her with her own jawbone. The situation quickly deteriorated as she retaliated back. My other dwarves, upon seeing that a man was under attack and fearing for his life, used appropriate self-defense to remove the assailant's ability to chew food, launched into a furious brawl. It was a bloodbath that marked the beginning of a race riots. Every goblin in my fortress was slaughtered. For our acts of racial cleansing, the goblins had declared war on us, one we couldn't win. And all because some retard couldn't handle his mushroom wine. Several months later,
What is
my fortress
mushroom
was
wine?
swallowed by the green horde.
Don't
Those
drink
who
it.
weren't murdered walled themselves off, went crazy and consumed each other. The rest starved to death. Dwarf Fortress, a fun, light-hearted experience for the whole family. My second fortress fared slightly better, until I dug too deep. My third? Well, we all know how this ends already, right? One of my dwarves
No,
got possessed,
don't drink
so
that.
I walled off his workshop, forgot about it, and accidentally opened up his crypt. In the middle of town, the nauseous fumes from his hot, decomposing body erupted across several levels, driving everyone insane from the sight and stench of his swollen cadaver. In the chaos, a mother dropped her toddler into a shallow pool of water. The child drowned, causing the mother to go into a tantrum and attack an experienced axe dwarf, who decapitated her. The dead bodies caused more tantrums, which would result in even more dead bodies.
Dwarf life
which
is pretty
eventually
hardcore.
reduced my population to a single person,
Holy
a
shit.
single axe dwarf, who was now considered legendary, having gained enough experience from beheading everybody else. My fourth attempt was actually fine. The fortress still stands as a grisly reminder of why we have health and safety. I read online somewhere that you could train your dwarves extremely quickly by constructing a danger room. The idea is simple. We put a dwarf in a room filled with traps, we activate them, and our brave warriors will gracefully dodge and block
God
every
damn,
single
you
one
got
of
me
them.
off
But this
guard.
process wasn't fast enough, so we replaced the traps with coins. We
What?
hit the lever and 500
No,
freshly
I
minted
liked it
coins
better
would harmlessly
when it was,
ricochet
you
at
know,
high speed across the room, turning our
with
dwarves into
Catgirl boys.
professional soldiers instantly. However, it didn't work. 500 coins suddenly ricocheted at high speed and destroyed my dwarf's windpipe. Even the best surgeons available couldn't operate quick enough to restore oxygen supply. The cause of death was ruled to be asphyxiation by legal tender. Not to be dissuaded, I tried to optimize coin training. I made my men wear 5 layers of cotton around their necks. The results? Several women were now widows, and about a dozen men were now buried without a throat. It turns out coins are very dangerous. Attempt number 5, my current and final fortress. One day, I receive a notification. One of my master engravers had just sculpted a masterpiece on the dining room wall. I find the engraving and read the description. He just sculpted a drawing of himself stabbing another dwarf, and soon after, he actually stabbed him. What
Oh.
an absolute lad.
What a
This
surprise.
was also about the time I decided to embark on a haunted biome. And my personal advice, don't do that. Nothing dies on a haunted biome. The moment you kill an animal, it gets back up. The moment you chop off a limb, it gets possessed and tries to choke you. Did you know this applies to shellfish and crustaceans as well? I didn't, but I've just lost a good fisherman to an undead pile of lobster shells. If all of this sounds like
Yo,
too much to handle,
very
then you can
good.
play
Very
adventure
good
mode
reference.
instead. Adventure mode lets you design and control a single character that can interact with, influence, and shape the world. Once again, it's impossible to cover everything, so instead, I'll share some of my character's exploits. The very first character I ever made was a human, locally renowned for his acts of heroism. I didn't know the controls and didn't really care. I spent my entire time accusing children of being vampires and throwing silver at them until they died. No one dared intervene in my righteous crusade against darkness. Incidentally, one of the people I accused was actually a vampire, who proceeded to kill me instantly to get rid of the evidence. My second character was a kobold who had successfully integrated with modern civilization. To demonstrate how integrated I was, I immediately assassinated the king. To my surprise, the guards didn't even care. My reward for committing regicide was monarchy. I had become the new ruler of this kingdom. I spent the rest of my career spreading rumors that the previous king was murdered by myself. Everyone refused to believe it and said I, the king, was full of shit. My third character managed to find a really nice book, a book of necromancy, which I generously donated to one of my fortress libraries. After retiring from adventuring and checking up on the place, I was pleasantly surprised to find the place overrun with undead. Then, I got bored and installed some lore-friendly mods. Currently, I'm playing as Vegeta, a local Saiyan prince who accidentally used instant transmission to teleport to Hell. There, I learned that the wrestling system in Dwarf Fortress is extremely elaborate, allowing Vegeta to chokehold demons while he plucks out their necks. After returning from the underworld, Vegeta spent several hours vomiting on townspeople and indirectly killed a child by doing push-ups. Later that day, an elvish serf refused to yield to the Saiyan prince. He rejected his generous demands for both of his shoes in exchange for his life. Now, I'm not very good at Dragon Ball Z lore, but I don't remember Vegeta being able to make Destructo discs. But who gives a shit? In this mod, he can. So, I decapitated a bunch of elves with energy discs and turned into a giant ape. Then I got drunk and crawled on the floor, stealing people's genitals. In case you haven't figured this out already, Dwarf Fortress is an amazing game. And not only that, it's unique. There's nothing quite like it. It's a sandbox and you make your own fun. And if you get bored of sand, there's a billion mods out there which make the game that much more intricate and entertaining. Sure, it's hard to get into, but then again, so are nursing homes. I give it a perfect score. Perfection is subjective, which is why everyone will see something different. Or something gay. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. This video comes out much later than expected.
What's up with that, you know,
you lazy schmuck? You've not even taken our money since November. Truth be told, I took a corporate position in December. Then, I realized I can do 100 times more by myself. So, I'm going all in. Seth is going full time. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild who have been generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. I missed the chance to say this
what the fuck?
before, so Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and have a Happy New Year.
Very good. Let's watch the other one. And then it's probably a good time to call it quits for today. Let's see. Dwarf Fortress creator explains its complexity and origins. Okay. 20 minutes.
But
okay.
Reports are always like this in Dwarf Fortress. It's like, I have a problem in my tavern. There's a bunch of dead cats in there, and I don't know why.
Just the first 3 minutes, okay.
And so they send me a save or whatever. What we ended up discovering was that the cats... so I had just added this new feature in the taverns where there's actual service at the bar, right? So the tavern keeper will get a mug, fill it at the barrel, bring it over to the table, hand it to a dwarf, and the dwarf will drink. But I mean, oftentimes the dwarves are like called out to go do a job, right? And so they'll take their mug, just pitch it on the floor because they don't care about like cleanliness because I'd have to teach them how to be clean, right? So they pitch it on the floor, and of course that spills the contents onto the floor, right? So now you got like alcohol over the floor of the bar. That's fine, right? That's how bars are sometimes. But the cats would walk in there, and because of this other thing we added to make like lava more realistic or whatever, the alcohol would actually get on their little feet, right? So the cats have this alcohol now soaked in on their little feet. And because of this other, you know, so there was this whole other thing that I added back when stuff was getting, like, when you get, like, blood splattered on you during a fight or something. We had this problem where it would be like, there's blood on your eyes or whatever, and there's blood. And so when people would go to, like, clean with soap, it was really weird because they'd be, like, soaping their eyeballs or whatever. And we're like, okay, so we just need to make eyelids work, right? So we go to the eyelid body part, and we're like, the eyelid just cleans like the eye, right? And at this time, of course, because of how the thing works modularly, like, well, we can make cats clean themselves because it's so cute, right? Like, oh, they're just licking their paws and so forth, and it's charming, right? And so we have these cats now that are in the bar with the alcohol soaked in their feet. Now they're licking them. They're like licking their paws. And of course, because we had just finished like ingested poisons not too long ago, they're now getting drunk, right?
Makes
this
sense.
is the bug. The actual bug is just there was a numeric problem because I didn't expect this at all. And so they were like drinking a whole mug every time they would link their hand, like an actual mug for a poor cat.
That's a lot of alcohol.
And the other calculations were all fine, so that just wasn't good for them.
Floor was
alcohol
like
content
swimming
shoots
in
up
it.
to who knows what. And they didn't make it, you know. And we had like the 7 or 8. We just go on Wikipedia, right, and have like the 7 or 8 different symptoms of alcohol poisoning, and they eventually get to respiratory failure, and the cats respiratorily failed and keeled over in the bar, and that was the bug report. And
but like like the punchline of the story is all these cats were getting drunk, but like on the way there, you made a system for cats to have fucking eyelids.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Well, everybody's got eyelids. Yeah. I mean, everybody who has them. We actually had to go through the creature list and be like, who has eyelids, who doesn't. We're not that careful with that because we have like 500 creatures.
Okay, that's you know, very good, very good. Sounds a little bit like those fucking update lists for The Sims. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos of the guy who's laughing, like choking from laughter when he's reading like the Sims updates. And there's like, you can no longer hoo-ha with the Reaper or the Grim Reaper or something like that. And when a meteor is approaching the school, the children are no longer like advised to hide underneath the desks. And like stuff like that. This is just a documentary about how, okay, yeah. Very good, very good. Let's do a little bit of math before we end for today. So I've caught 123 sand eggs, 136 shadow crabs, 126 desert dustfish, 87 hornhelm, and 86 sand gecko. So let's take a calculator here. And we have 123 plus 136 plus 126 plus 87 plus 86 equals 557 fish have been caught today while I was fishing here for the stream. So this should give us a pretty good sample size of the actual percentages for the fish that you can get here. Halfway to your, yeah, I think it seems like the ratios are pretty accurate already. 500 is a pretty good sample size. The reason to why I was doing this is because I thought that the sand eggs ratio is considerably lower than what it's showing up here. But for whatever reason is it's pretty good. It's a pretty good ratio. So is it like 123 divided by 558? So it's like a 22% fish. And this one is also the same, and I'm guessing this one is probably also the same, to be honest. Even though it's 10 past, we can sort of put like 10 here and there for like a margin of error. And then these guys are about half of that, maybe a little bit more. They're maybe like about 12% or so. So it doesn't really matter which one of these three you slap. So I guess this one is actually the best one to slap. Well, very good. The more you know. The ratios aren't right on the Teamcraft thing because it's saying that it's 40% to get the sand egg, which is not true. It's just that people know exactly how to pull the sand egg. But it's a 20% would imply that you get 1 in 5 attempts, which sounds about right. It could definitely be a thing for sure. So that was a worthwhile venture. Now I won't be paranoid over this anymore, and I'm pretty confident that I can get 870,000 gil from these. So that's pretty nice too, I guess. I have a lot of good fish to sell. These are like 30k a pop. These are 30k a pop. These are like 10 to 15k a pop. These are 25k a pop. Got a lot of money fish right now. So I have a lot of things to sell, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I've explored my stuff. I'm probably gonna stay up for a while longer, probably an hour or two, maybe 3. might not hop on voice chat right away. I might hop on voice chat at some point over the night, but not right now because I think that my voice should rest a little bit. The humidifier is definitely helping because my throat isn't hurting at all, but I still feel like for the sake of it, I should still take it a little bit easy for a moment. So I'll probably take like an hour or so to myself and just watch YouTube or whatever and just relax, you know. And yeah. But I think I'm gonna end the stream here for today. Let's see here. Do we have 7 people? That's quite a bit. Do you guys want to raid someone, or is everybody gonna be doing their own Christmas things? Should we not raid somebody? What do you guys think? Would you want to raid someone, or should we not? Game is super fun if one likes base building and simulations. Okay, all good. No, it's okay. If you guys think that you're gonna be too busy with other stuff, that's fine. Well, then, I will leave this thing here for today. And tomorrow, no stream. Monday, no stream. Tuesday, no stream. But on as usual, on Wednesday, stream. I'll be hanging out on Discord. Feel free to hop on the voice chat if you want to talk about anything. Next week, in terms of what we're gonna do, I was thinking of maybe Resident Evil. I can't promise anything, but maybe Resident Evil. A few people were asking for it. And then Thursday would be a Magic the Gathering day. Kala has been pestering for it. I guess he wants to lose again or something. I don't know. But Magic the Gathering is probably on Thursday. And then is it Friday when it's gonna be? Let's see. Friday is 30th. No, so Saturday is gonna be the New Year's stream, and we're gonna do a bunch of things from roasting to maybe even Amogus. I don't know. We'll see what we'll do, but a lot of things will be done on New Year's Eve. I'm gonna be streaming for a while then, and yeah, Koromon. Yeah, Koromon. I guess we could maybe play that. Yeah. If I play Koromon. Okay, how about this? No Resident Evil this week. We do Koromon on Wednesday, or maybe Wednesday and Friday if I like it. So Koromon on Wednesday, then fucking Magic the Gathering. And then if I like it, then we can do Koromon again on Friday. Saturday is gonna be the New Year stuff. And then the week after we can do Resident Evil. PSO2 thing is after my vacation. PSO2 thing, for anybody who's not aware, I want to solo every single raid that is soloable in PSO2. So that would be after the Christmas festivities. So that would be a thing then. But yeah, I think that would be a good idea. So Koromon on Wednesday next week, and then maybe on Friday as well. And then on Saturday, New Year's stuff. Then the week after, we maybe do some Resident Evil, if people would be down for it. And then after that, we can do the PSO2 stuff the week after. It's probably going to be a multi-week thing. Some of the quests are pretty easy to solo, others not so much. There's like 1 or 2 that I've never soloed before. Actually 3. There's 3. I don't know if one of them is soloable in the first place. One I know for a fact is, but it's only soloable by a very limited amount of classes, and those classes are something that I'm not very familiar with, which is intimidating. And then the last one I know that is soloable, I know it's soloable with one of the classes that I'm quite proficient with, but it's just a really, 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 really long slog of a quest. So we'll see how those three especially go. But we can sort of warm up with other stuff first, and sort of show off the history of PSO2 while at it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. Hyvää joulua. Happy holidays and whatever. I'll be hanging out on the Discord a little bit longer if you need some company, and that's about it. Thank you for dropping by on my weird fishing stream, and I'll see you again later. Bye, yo.